No, whatever South is. I will never forget
It's the
playing that one shot with
Monday
Jamie and
Shut up!
Agnes.
night ball of deer.
It was incredible.
Shut up!
So grab
I'm
your
sorry.
dice and roll in fear. Hit that nat 20 and just cheer.
I highly doubt that'll happen
Or roll a 1 and shed a tear.
every damn time.
Hold your mic close so we can hear.
You might be muted.
Oh hell, just chug
All right,
that
I got the
beer.
thing set. I sent the link. It's muted.
It's the Monday
Nah, you can listen for now.
dear.
Well, either way, I keep the volume down. Because if not, it makes an echo.
This, we have to remember this is not a made up one tonight. So
Yeah. Yeah. This is real. This is based in real life. Oh, you got that siren escape? I gotta open my siren
No.
escape.
It's the Monday
Night.
ball of deer.
Listen to the song
So
through the stream.
Grab your dice and roll in fear.
Oh,
Hit
yeah. Oh,
that
here, you guys can hear too.
20 and just cheer.
I highly doubt that'll happen
Or roll a 1 and shed a tear.
every damn time.
Pull your mic close so we can hear.
You might be muted.
Oh hell, just chug that beer. It's the Monday
Night.
ball of deer. Ball of dee doo 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 doo.
This is fantastic. This is epic.
Uncle Bubbly. It makes me want to go to Shady and order a drink I'm not supposed to be ordering.
And welcome to the Monday Night Balladeers. We're back. I have Cole muted because he was playing the song into his mic for whatever
I
reason.
thought they couldn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I didn't. No. It's okay. I'm straight trashing you right now. What's up? We're back, and we are playing some Call of Cthulhu this evening. I am joined by 3 of my fellow balladeers. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Oh boy, I'll go first if that's cool with you guys. Too late, it's already happening. My name's Cole Miller. I'm your D&D DM, and I'm really excited to be
Ironically,
playing.
I think Cole's still muted.
Oh,
You're not. I got you unmuted.
God damn it.
Amazing.
I'm really excited to be playing Call of Cthulhu tonight. I'll be playing Captain Charles Chuck Jensen III. And I'm very excited to be getting back into the action tonight. It's been years for me since my last adventure, but World War II is upon us, or the Second Great War, as I think we called it back then, and I'm ready to do my part.
I'm doing my part, and I know you are
I'm
doing
my
yours.
part. Would you like to know more?
All right. Sitting next to Cole in our Discord call is our buddy Sean. Sean, who are you and who will you be playing this evening?
I am also Cole Miller, and I will be playing a character named G.I. Janet Reno.
Yes.
So, you know, Condoleezza Rice wasn't available. So G.I. Janet Reno, and yeah, she's a handsome broad, and she's out there to kill some krauts, do a little recon, and but she's a medic. She's a lifesaver, actually. She's all about the big picture. So we're hoping to get through this unscathed by the grace of God, who we believe in.
We're not gonna, but I like your belief.
Goddamn
That's
right.
it.
Hell yes. All right, and sitting next to Janet Reno, we've got Corporal Dan Taylor, played by Salthus. Tell us a little bit about your character, Salthus.
Happy to do so. My character is, I want to emphasize here that I just had a son, and it is literally my dream that my son grows up and dies in a war, just like I intend to do so in this war because my daddy did the same thing. What I want to emphasize to the crowd is I'm trying to make that a real person. Who is that man who actually raises the guy from Forrest Gump to literally be like, I'm going to die in this
Yeah.
war and I'm happy about it?
That's what I
That
was
is my
thinking.
character.
I
Thank you very
just
much.
I just made the connection
Forrest
in my
Gump,
head. Oh
like
my
his
god.
daddy before him and his daddy before him, and just shows all him dying. Oh my god. You're Lieutenant Dan.
Currently Corporal
Lieutenant
Dan.
Dan Senior.
Yeah,
That's my son.
Corporal Dan Taylor Sr. Sorry,
Corporal.
my bad. Apologies,
Right.
Corporal.
Thank you.
Apologies.
So, with our introductions, we are welcoming Charles Chuck Jensen III. We're welcoming Corporal Dan Taylor and Corporal Janet Reno, or GI Janet Reno, as she prefers to be called.
Could have been Lieutenant Janet Reno.
So, for our intro here today, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to deafen and mute the group while I give you, the listener, a nice little sexy intro. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up right now.
Before you mute us,
Sure.
I want you to know that I hate you for this.
Yes.
And I'll never forgive you.
I like it. Okay, sweet.
Okay,
You're going to have to deafen yourself, if that makes sense. So right-click yourself in the chat, and then just hit deafen. Am I alone? Am I alone? I believe I'm alone. Okay. So, let's get it. September 17th, 1944, in the small hamlet of Grimmenben. A small farmhouse is descended upon by German soldiers, Nazis, their dark uniforms casting a silhouette against the brown and yellowing setting sun. A tank with mechanical issues puttering into this hamlet takes shelter in the farm. A family is brought out of their home and stood in a line next to the barn and shot dead. Their blood soaks the soil, the very earth beneath their feet. There's movement in the window upstairs. Annalise witnessed the massacre, and she remembers what her grandmother told her. When things go wrong, when everything seems upside down, remember the box. It was only 2 months ago she had first communed with the box. It's a simple wooden box about 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot, a bed of hay in the bottom. Her family, once the children are asleep, brought her to witness her first time. Under candlelight, they remove the top of the box. Inside, a voice speaks out to them. Bring me a body. All right, we're back, folks.
Undeafened.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, we're all set. So, After several hours of preparation and several midnights, you were woken up and mustered on the airfield, only for the mission to be called due to bad weather. Uh, this evening, you're awoken and everything's good to go. You have your rucks, you have your equipment, and you have your mission. You're being sent in Operation Varsity. You're going to be dropped in an experimental glider craft behind enemy lines in war-torn Germany. This is the final push to Berlin. You're meant to be dropped beyond the Rhine River and approach the enemy from the rear, taking bridges and essential crossings that are needed for the Allied war effort to push in. It's dark, it's cold as you enter the plane that will launch the glider. Once you reach altitude, you load into the glider. It's dark, it's freezing cold, and you start to see flak go off in front of you. You're in probably a bomber-sized plane, and there are several fighters flanking you as you guys come in. So, as the flak begins to open up, you see your lead craft take a direct hit and begin diving perilously towards the ground. In flames, it spins out, its left wing breaking off. Some of the debris flying up into one of the props of your launch plane. Captain Jensen, you are sitting next to your commanding officer, Corporal Ramirez. He looks to your right and says, I see Jerry down there, man. I think it's time we And a thunderous pop beneath the glider as a round of flak goes off, sending shrapnel through the underside of the vehicle. I want everyone to go ahead and make a dex throw as Commander Ramirez's under jaw is split in half as he's trying to assemble it together, rivers of blood running through his hands.
I don't think Ramirez is going to make it. I rolled a 73, so I failed because my dex is 50.
Okay, so that's a fail. You're going to take 1d4 damage. As a piece of shrapnel, 1 damage rips into your lower left leg. You see the release lever to your right-hand side. GI Janet Reno and Corporal Dan, you are sitting one row behind Captain Jensen, and there's 2 rows behind you. It's a rather big glider. There's 2 seats wide, and there's 4 soldiers behind you, all sort of starting to panic and be like, pull the fucking lever! Pull the lever, release! What do you do?
The lever's by me, or is it by them?
It's by
Yeah,
you.
so I'm immediately going to turn back and be like, all right, boys, here we go. Let's do this. And I yank the lever to release us from the plane. The back is open. We're ready to drop. I should ask that first.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. Seeing the situation, we have to do this mission. Dio's dead, whatever. I can be in charge, you know. By the way, it's Corporal Captain Jensen, just so you know. But, you know.
Captain is his first name.
Yeah, Captain's my first name. I call back to the boys and go, all right, everybody hold on. This isn't going to be as smooth as we thought. And I yank the lever to release us.
As you yank the lever, it seems to stick for a second. But you manage to give it a tug. You hear the pop as the hook attaching you to the plane gives way and you begin to take a glide. At the same time, it triggers the Jeep full of your equipment attached to 4 massive parachutes to be released off of the back of the plane as well. It is parachuting in. It seems to be dropping a little bit perilously fast. As it spins, you see all 4 parachutes do end up opening. Your glider begins to gain lift. Now, you needed to release about 5 minutes earlier than the mission called for. So all 3 of you, plus your NPCs, are way, not going to make the drop zone. So underneath you, other than flak and machine gun fire, you see the black forest of the Rhine before you, spreading off into the horizon. There is no horizon. It is just a void of metal flying at you. What's the play here?
I turn back to the boys and I say, All right, it looks like we're gonna miss the drop zone. Do we have parachutes? I should ask the game master this.
You do not. You were meant to disembark
well
from the
then-
ground, and you are not
That-
paratroopers.
That's what I said. All right, boys, look like we're gonna miss the drop zone. I think our best bet is to try and loop around and follow the Jeep down. What do you think about that?
Stay with
That
the
was
Jeep.
addressed.
Stay alive.
Yeah.
Nuts and butts, boys. You better have your guns and your bullets.
Heard that. So yeah, I will attempt to bring us. I mean, I'm not gonna. We have lift, but we're just gliding. I'm gonna attempt to do like a large circle, like out for a bit, circle around, try and avoid the flak, track the Jeep with my eyes, and sort of trying to follow its descent and land as close to it as possible. The Jeep is life for us right now. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a pilot check.
Yeah, I already knew, and you already know that I like oversold my abilities here because I haven't flown a plane since the 20s.
Might be
And
easier.
I was like,
it's
no,
probably
I've got this.
a little more like what you're used to. It's lighter.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Hey, 41. Let's do this. Oh. I rolled a 4. That's like a super pass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super pass. So you're able
Yeah.
to, in a long and sweeping turn, kind of get behind where the Jeep is dropping. And you
Yeah.
can see it does hit a tree on its way in. And from your vantage point, it begins to catch fire as machine gun fire rakes both wings of the glider. Two of the individuals in the back have been hit, and they are bleeding badly. Janet Reno, what are you going to do as several of your comrades are bleeding out and you're heading for a crash landing?
Ramirez is dead already, by the way. Don't
Yeah.
worry about him.
Yeah.
I just knew.
If I can.
Sure. You maybe get some sulfa powder and some gauze and make your best effort. You sound a little bit quiet on your mic, just a little.
Heard. Better?
Much.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a medicine check. It's going to be under stress, so you're going to need a hard success, meaning half, lower than your medicine skill cut in half.
What is my medicine skill?
I
That
think
should
like
be on your
60,
sheet.
65, something like that. And for this game, if you ever like want to roll your skills, open your character sheet and uncheck edit mode at the top right, and then if you just click the skill, it'll roll it for you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, dude.
So, what do I need to do now? What do I do?
So if you want to roll using your character sheet, if you have it open, on the top
Sure.
right, there's a little checkbox that says edit mode. Uncheck that. And then if you click your skills, it'll roll them directly in the interface.
Just roll medicine.
Yep. So, it's a failure. As you pull the sulfa powder out, the glider sort of hits extreme turbulence as the tail wing snaps off. You guys are now in a death spin towards the ground. As you
And I'm like, I'm doing my best up here, boys. It's
As-
not going great.
As everyone who is uninjured goes to brace themselves, the sulfa powder kind of just hits 0G, and it's just floating in front of you. And it's before too long that even under that successful pilot skill, you're doing your best. You reduce
yeah.
momentum by
Mm.
clipping the tops of a couple trees, one of which rips Rodriguez out of the glider as that portion of the aircraft is sort of ripped away. He's gone. It's wide open on the right-hand side. Wind blowing in fast and cold as you guys spin and shatter onto the ground. As consciousness starts to come back to you, even that little flash white knockout that happens, everything has gone essentially quiet. As you wake up, you can hear a small crackling flame as you reach down for your harnesses. What are you guys doing?
I'd like to try and free myself, exit the plane, and ascertain if those flames are from us or from the Jeep that we saw that was already slightly on fire.
Okay. How about Dan and Janet?
I definitely want to try and get out of the plane.
Makes
or out
sense.
of the glider.
I'm getting all the ammunitions, all the guns, anything sharp out of the plane now.
Okay. So, Dan prioritizing equipment, Janet abandoning wounded men to get out herself first, and then the captain also abandoning his men and getting out of the glider first. So, what you're going to want to do is give me a dex to get out uninjured. It is, you were kind of in almost, it's like punji sticks. Like the entire frame is made of wood of the glider, and you crash into a forest. You're surrounded by sharp wood, and there's a fire in the aircraft.
I got a 24, and
That's
my
a-
dex is 50.
That's a
So,
pass. You
that's
manage to unhook the harness. It is not stuck. You don't need to cut it. You simply hit the button and release it. Your equipment and your rifle are still in the glider due to the
So
pass.
since I passed with a 24, so that's less than half, can I either grab my equipment or free one of my fellow crew members on my way out?
I'd say for lack of a better term, the gods of luck were in your favor. Your things are right where you can grab them. You have time to do one other action. I'll let you
Oh, so
think
I'm gonna
about.
have my things either way.
Yeah, I'll let you think about that action while we
Yeah.
go to
Okay.
Corporal Dan Taylor, who failed his dex roll. You do manage to escape the vehicle, but as you make that move towards the rear, where the ammo boxes are, the flames sort of like brighten up as fresh air. They burn a hole in the canvas, and fresh air is introduced to the flame, and it kind of blocks you from getting at the extra ammunition, and it burns you a little bit for 4 points of damage as it kind of flashes up, maybe singes in, your eyebrows and your face on the right hand side as you turn away from it. It's a decent wound, but it's not going to stop you. And then how did we do Janet Reno? Janet Reno's dex check. I'm sorry.
No, he failed because it's right above.
Oh,
Corporal
GI
Dan
Janet Reno is
Taylor's.
also a failure. So you.
Oh no, that was medicine.
I didn't roll you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was
he didn't roll
medicine
it.
check.
Sorry, it was
Okay,
his
yeah.
medicine check I saw in the chat. My bad, Sean. I mean, my bad, Janet.
Let me get that deep bass bump going again. That was cool.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, success. Okay.
Oh,
So
wait,
not only
what?
can you exit the vehicle, it's a normal success. You will exit the vehicle or the aircraft uninjured. You've got now that all three of you are outside of the glider, you can see the flame starting to really eat this canvas very quickly. And it's at the same time that you start hearing pops and pings as the ammunition cases are beginning to go off due to the fire. What's next? The three of you are outside of the crash. You're standing. You have your gear. What's next?
Check to see if we can see the Jeep because you mentioned that was on fire when it landed. So we want to see if that's nearby. I would
Okay.
like to.
Over the screams of your men in the burning glider, you turn to the right and see a distant fire. It's probably the Jeep. It could be. It's hard to tell through the trees. It's a very
Define
thickly
distant.
forested area, over 100 yards away.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. So I look at my boys. I'm like, look, it's just us now. Those fellows aren't going to make it out of there. What do you think? Should we go for the Jeep and get our supplies? Seems to be on fire. Or should we trek on our own?
We should go to the Jeep. We should go to the Jeep.
Should go to the Jeep.
All right, let's go see if we can go to the Jeep. So I
Okay.
think we
Waste
would,
our bullets. And
I mean,
we'll need
this
them.
thing's starting to explode right next to us, so I think we'd probably
Like the
hightail it out
ammo is
there.
about to explode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so go
I'm
ahead.
dying.
Just all of you give me sand checks for the screams of three men burning alive as you leave without helping them.
3 men burning alive. What? Oh, I failed. I got a 76. My sanity's
So
60.
it's not terrible. Take 3 points of sand.
All right, I could be
Where's
much.
the sanity at?
3 on a fail, none on a pass. So sanity, you'll have to recheck it as an editable sheet, and then you
Yeah.
just subtract it from your sanity.
Where do you, what do we roll?
Oh, it's
Where-
you roll sanity by just clicking your sanity.
like where is it?
It'll be up near like strength, constitution, power, like at the top.
It's the bottom rightmost box in your top stats.
Oh, it's blank. That's why I can't fucking.
Oh, we
Oh.
got to roll for your sanity, right? I don't. Did I do that for either of you? No, because.
I don't
Mine
think
is
you
also
did for
blank.
either of them.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me make sure I do
Magic.
this right.
Can I use magic?
No, none of us can use
I
magic.
cast
really wanna learn
Fireball.
a spell.
I cast fireball.
Actually,
I cast wish and make Hitler die as a baby. Okay.
while you guys are making your character sheets, I put fireball on my spells list.
God damn it.
I'm not gonna use it. I just put it there.
It's there. I like to look at it.
Yeah, I just cast it. See that? Look at that.
Sanity.
Hard success, bro.
How do we determine your sanity?
I don't really have that though.
Luck, age. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. This sucks. We're losing momentum. Where is sanity? Sanity. Sanity points and
We're not losing as much momentum as Ramirez and those three poor crispy bastards in the back of the plane lost. I'll tell you what. We're still
so,
breathing, so
like,
that's a
just-
success.
I'll shoot them. Save the bullets.
Earlier, I really wanted to pick up Ramirez's
His
jaw.
screams will keep
Try to-
away the larger animals.
Heard that. Love it. Dan Taylor's a fucking badass.
Rise and fall during play, however, rise insane temporary insanity. Oh my god, dude. Fuck it. 3d6 times 5 seems to work for me. First spell casting. It even
3d6.
says that because there's different rules for it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Good.
That's
You
awesome.
said 3d6.
Mm-hmm. 55 sanity.
Oh, I thought that
Oh,
was
and
64.
for the listener and for the players here, sanity is a pretty cool system, right? So once you determine your character's base sanity, when they see horrors, be it of the real world, of the eldritch, of the arcane, what have you, they tend to need to roll their sanity. So if they lose that roll when they see something fucked up or horrible, their total sanity drops. So there's an interesting thing with that. Once I make you lose 1/5 of your total sanity, next time you lose sanity, you get an indefinite insanity. So I can give you a phobia, I can give you a fixation, I can assign you a delusion, and I will attempt to do these things through roleplay to try to fuck with you. I'm not just gonna tell you, oh, now you're afraid of spiders. I'm gonna go like weird with it. Beyond
Love
that,
phrase.
things that make you lose sanity, casting spells, seeing horrors, and encountering evil and eldritch beings. Beyond that, if we have our values, Dan Taylor has 30 total sanity. Starting low. Eeh.
Dan Taylor's gonna go insane before we're done here.
Oh, and sanity can be recovered. It can be recovered. Oh, and another important thing, sanity recovery happens in between games. You cannot lose sanity for the same thing over and over. So, for example, y'all needed to roll for Ramirez getting his head blown off. If you go back and look at his body, you're not going to need to roll again. If you see someone get their head blown off, I might not even make you roll for it unless a significant amount of time has passed in-game. Okay.
What you're telling me is I can listen to people burn alive and not have to roll sanity?
Now, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because you're already real upset about that.
So
Okay.
now I can go back and pick up Ramirez's jaw and make him talk.
Well, now that you have your total sanity, I need you to roll against it.
For
With a-
that, you'll
with a
have to do
D100.
another sanity check if
So
you
you're
make
gonna-
him talk with his shut off jaw.
So Sean needs to roll a 55 or lower, and Dan Taylor needs to roll a 30 or lower on a D100 to pass.
Holy crazy. Come on, low.
That's
Nice.
a pass. That's a pass.
That's
Dang.
a fail.
So it's gonna be 3 sanity points gone from Corporal Dan Taylor, which brings you to 27.
I'm
3
27.
3 is 10%
10% already.
of 30. So next time something happens, something else is gonna happen.
You need to calm down.
So is it every
I'm sorry,
time
I'm just
you
kidding.
roll
Nah,
like
I'm
that?
kidding.
So you said one.
You all need to calm down. This is
So
Yeah.
20%, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
Wow.
So
fuck.
we've caught up to the thing I ignored, one of the most important parts of the game. Okay, so you guys head the direction of your jeep. So you can see a fire. You can head towards that. You know that your mission details told you that you were heading east in an eastward direction on your glider. But you took a turn to return to your Jeep. So orienting which direction you're facing is going to be tough. It is kind of overcast. It's dark. Um, so we're not going to
Do any of us have a compass?
I would say probably you definitely for passing and getting all your gear. And I would say, yeah, amongst the three of you, you have a map and a compass. Now, again,
Cool.
the
But those are
the
like
map
we're
is a
not thinking
mission
about
map.
those right now. Yeah.
You have those. So if you're heading towards the Jeep, that's fine. Is that what we're doing? Sounds
Yeah.
like it. Okay.
We're gonna head towards the Jeep, try and recover some more of our gear, some more of our kit, possible transportation if we can get it.
Describe to me how you guys are moving to the Jeep. Are you moving stealthily? Are you forgoing stealth for speed? What's going on?
I don't know what you guys think, but for me, it would be kind of like we're trying to go fast, but we're still very aware that we're behind enemy lines. So it's not maybe stealthy, but we're moving cautiously, combat style, as quickly as we can. What do you fellows think about that? Covering each other.
I agree, and for the record, I'm also carrying the smallest of the dead bodies to use it as a body shield. It's only about 90 pounds at this point because a lot of it's burned away, but I think it's worth doing.
Yes. Okay. So
What the fuck?
as you pick up a charred torso, as you decide to head towards the Jeep, a charred torso of an American soldier who was fighting next to you for the same cause. You lift them up like a shield in between you and whatever's out there. I'm going to need Captain and Sean or Janet Reno to roll sanity checks.
Bro, I killed 6 men in a gunfight.
Wait!
That's
I already
57.
heard people. I already heard people screaming that we're dying from fire. Like, can I just,
Now you've got desecration of a corpse. I'm sorry. It's not going to be a big hit if you fail. It's going to be like 1.
I rolled a
What do we
3.
roll?
I super passed. Do I get sanity back?
Oh yeah.
Am I cool with this?
That would be raw. Unfortunately, it
No,
doesn't
that would
look
be
like
wrong. I'm
that,
just
yeah.
kidding. I know it's not.
God damn
It's
it.
a fail. So you lose 1.
Ooh.
It's a little weird, but from what you've heard, Dan Taylor is a motherfucker, and you want him next to you when shit goes wrong. You remember that. So yeah, you guys, without going too fast, without going too slow, make your way to a small clearing in the forest, where you see your Jeep. Looks like it got hung up on one of the taller trees. And sort of snapped out of its parachutes and landed almost as if it was driving towards the ground. The engine block is crushed into the driver's cab, and the fire and the bullets have stopped igniting. They've all been spent. Seems to be mostly destroyed, but maybe there's something salvageable or something that fell out of it. So if you want to kind of search the area while maintaining security, I'll need one of you to give me a spot hidden, and another one to give me a spot hidden for giving security. Whoever's looking through for cool stuff can give me a spot hidden for that, and whoever's watching everyone's back can be a spot hidden for that. And just
All
tell
right,
me.
metagame. Metagame. Who's got the best spot hidden? Oh,
Okay, we've got Dan Taylor. What was your purpose here? Are you going for items, or are you running security?
Looking for Krauts.
Got you.
Goddamn Krauts.
In the clearing, as you kind of get a break in the cloud cover, you see an
fuck.
empty sort of valley. The trees thicken out. It's the valley you're in, or the clearing is probably about 90 meters across, and it's a low spot. It's rolling hills. It's not a mountainous area. No movement, no enemies.
Sean,
can
what's your
roll for-
spot hidden?
It's 50.
Oh, you definitely make this roll. You got this, bud. I believe in you.
All right. Let me turn off my edit mode.
My edit mode. All
Oh
right.
my
Damn.
god.
So as you approach the jeep, the fire seems to be going down, but the wind sort of shifts and blows this sort of tarry, oily smoke into your eyes. They go dry and bloodshot. You end up having to pour some of your canteen into your eyes to clean them out. At this point, you're going to need a minute before you can do any specific kind of searching. So, Captain.
Yeah, so I see what's going on with Janet Reno, and I grab her, and I'm like, get away from the fire! You're only gonna hurt yourself. And we make our way over to like at least hearing distance of Dan, and I'm like, look, corporals, we're in trouble here. Our mission's already off to a bad start. Our kits are gone except for what we have on us. We should examine this map, figure out where we need to go, and still try and complete the mission. It's our duty, after all, as loyal American citizens.
All due respect, Corporal Captain, but this mission's going just fine. But yeah, let's figure out where we're going and let's go.
Exactly. I like your attitude, Corporal.
All right. Janet Reno, you've now recovered. You're good. You actually have some specific stuff for pulling foreign objects out of someone's eye. You've got some tweezers and you've got some saline flush. It's extra shit that you brought that is not standard issue. So as we go along in this playthrough, I want to give you the option to be like, no, my character's smart enough. I know it's not standard issue, but she brought X, Y, or Z. As long as it's not insane, I'll probably let you have it. So keep that in mind. Moving forward, it seems like you guys want to kind of regroup, figure out where you are, figure out where you need to go. If that's the case, as you set up around the map and do the tactic, you take your rain poncho out and you kneel over the map, covering and concealing the light completely. You ignite a small flashlight and you can examine your combat map, which has no words on it. It is only elevation and direction. So it only applies to your drop site, but you can use these as reference points. This is going to be a navigation. So you guys can rally amongst yourselves, see who you want to make this roll. This is going to determine your direction. Your direction that you want to go is east towards the hamlet of, what is it called? Give me 1 second. It's important. Oh my goodness. It's a German word. It's hard for me to remember. Okay. Gemmingen. Gemminingen. I'm going to type it. Gemmingen. The hamlet of Gemmingen is to the east. That is where you were to set up an observation post. So, who wants to give me a navigate?
What do you guys' navigates looking like? I'm at 30.
Yeah, it's better than me.
Ain't navigate for shit. Corporal
Alrighty.
Captain, it's on you.
Let's do this shit. Well, I got a 43, so that's a failure, but not by much.
Okay, so an interesting thing in this game as well as sanity is the luck feature, and I feel like this is a key place we can learn about it. So luck is a resource that can be spent and can be used to pass rolls that you otherwise failed. So let's say, like, for example, you rolled a 42, your navigate's 40, it would cost you 2 luck to get a normal success. Now, what's interesting about this resource is there's something called a group luck check. So if you guys, all 3 of you, are in some sort of situation that could go very badly, but you need to do something dangerous that you just come up with on the fly, I may offer you as a group luck check. What that means is, of the 3 of you, whoever has the least luck has to roll against their luck. So if you're the type of player that you don't want to fail any rolls, so you're always spending your luck to pass, even if it's not a quote-unquote important roll, you'll bring your total value down. You're thinking, oh, that's cool, so if my character dies, I don't give a fuck. Well, guess what? When you're doing the proverbial chase scene with the T-Rex, you're going to get a flat tire because you have 8 luck and you need to roll a group luck check. So that is another aspect in the game. So, Cole, would you like to spend luck to instead pass this navigate roll?
Yeah, I mean, I love a little little intro you just gave to that. That was great. I think that this is an important role. I think that knowing where we are is crucial to anything else that's going to happen. Keep us from accidentally literally walking into a German army base. So I am going to spend that 13 luck,
Awesome. You spend the
bringing me
13
down
luck.
to 52.
Bring you down to 52 total. You pass. So you're able to orient yourself. Believe it or not, with your spin in, you ended up facing the glider east. Like you nailed
Nice.
that. So in your head, you kind of maybe fist pump a little bit, like, all right, I
Yeah.
still got it.
I've still
So-
got it.
You know the general direction of travel, and you know the distance. It's about 2 kilometers to get to the hamlet of, oh my God, Gemingen. So you guys can make this walk. No, let's call it half a kilometer, because that would take way too long. The sun would be up. So about a half a kilometer to the east, based on your map. You guys can walk there.
After examining this, it looks like we're only a half click from our target. We can make it on foot and still try to set up our observation post.
You know you're
You
meant to
corporals
meet
in
up.
with me?
Pardon me. You know you're meant to meet up with another unit sometime in the early morning, based on mission success. So I will leave it up to the players. What would you like to do next? And guys, speak up, because you are all the same rank.
Yeah, I'm not in charge. We're all corporals. My name is Captain.
I think we should move to the next target, but kind of like cautiously, and because we've definitely, like, somebody has to have seen, what transpired.
What, a Jeep and a glider crashing into the ground and burning? Yeah, somebody definitely probably saw that. Like,
And then
oh
there's
boy.
fumes of people
Yeah, they're still screaming. I can hear them in the distance.
and ammunition. It's yeah. We might need to get out of here, but move kind of quietly.
All right, so we should
You
move
gotta-
up 2 by 1, covering fire.
brother back home that's
What were you saying,
very
Dan?
slow. I got a brother back home that's very slow, and even he knows that a mission is a mission. We gotta set up a perimeter and get this done. Now I know I look a little fucking crazy carrying around this dead body, but you'll see this'll come in real handy, fellas. You'll be jealous. You'll be jealous.
I believe it will. Why don't you walk in the front, though, since you have the dead body
the
in
cover.
front?
That's
Yes.
good thinking. That's good thinking. I got a point. Let's go, fellas.
Tell you what, if a German sees that, he's gonna go running. All right, so you guys
Probably.
start heading east. Again, probably maintaining like semi-high pace with good security
As
as you go.
fast as it's practical to go while covering.
You
each
passed your
other, you know.
navigate. So as you guys take this walk, no enemy. You're going through sort of this pine needle laden ground. It's very soft to walk on, but a little bit slippy. If you needed to sprint, it might be not the easiest. You make your way to a clearing and finally get to a small foothill. And as you begin to crest it, you can see smoke coming out of a chimney in the distance, probably about 300 meters away. The tree cover has become much less dense, and there's at the bottom of the foothill, it clears into a small valley where there seems to be a barn and a house and sort of some hedgerows. Maybe they plant some food here. If you want to kind of get anything more than that, I'll need a spot hidden from somebody. And if you have anything to aid you gear-wise, anything a soldier might have on them to help in a situation like this.
Can we huddle up real quick and be like,
Does anyone have any?
looks like
binoculars?
there's a farmhouse down there. Are we going to go investigate or skip by it? What do you boys think?
I will say, carrying around this body all charred like is making me pretty fucking hungry, but
Oh, Jesus, hungry. I thought you were going to say tired. What the fuck, dude?
I mean, I can do the spot hidden, but like I said, does anyone's kit have like binoculars or anything that we can use to?
As you sort of huddle up and say this, you dig through the packs, and one of the soldiers that is KIA right now, In his pack, he had a set of binoculars, and on the way out, one of you decided to grab it. So yes, you do have a pair of binoculars.
I grabbed it out of his hands while he was burning alive and screaming, and he was like, "Help me!" And I was like, "No, I need the binocs." And I dipped.
Flashback to that
Oh.
scene. Help
Yeah.
me! You just pull it
Yeah.
off his neck. Thanks, bud.
He's like, I'm coming. And then he just grabs the binoculars.
Yeah.
Just help me with the buckle. I can fucking get out, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
roll with spot hidden.
Yeah, spot hidden with a bonus die.
Ooh.
I don't have to,
Bonus
do I have to
die.
do anything special for the bonus die, or do I just roll?
Roll it, and then on the little square that pops up, there's a thing that says bonus penalty. Just click that after you roll it.
Yeah.
All right, you
Oh, yeah.
matched it, so you passed, but see if you super pass. 7, so worse. Okay, so that's a hit. As you...
No.
No, you nailed it.
Okay.
Matches it, like 50 on a 50 is a success.
Okay.
Match it makes it. So, you go prone, settle in, elbows on ground, and you start glassing for a little bit, left to right, scanning across the buildings, looking for movement. Now, 2 things. First thing, you see 2 definitely German soldiers in front of the barn, one of which is sitting next to a fire, drinking out of a bottle. You see his weapon next to him on the ground. You see a second German soldier carrying what looks like a metal bucket full of something, walking into the barn. When he opens the slider to get into the barn, you see what you cannot mistake for anything else. That is the 75mm cannon of a Tiger tank. There's a Tiger tank in the barn. And the slider shuts.
Oh, we could steal the tank.
You
Okay.
see also, as you scan, in the second story of the house, you don't see anyone, but you do see movement at one of the curtains at the farmhouse. And you do see some movement in one of the haystacks next to the barn. And as you stare for an extra second there, you see what looks like a child pop out of the hay and sort of look around and seek another place to hide.
And it's the middle of the night, right?
I'd say you're starting to get that like gray blue. It's a little bit brighter.
That's fucking creepy as shit. God damn it.
All right, so I relayed this information to them. I let them know that the farmhouse that it seems to be occupied by a couple troops, like a tank, and a crew for the tank. But then there's also a child there, so maybe they're using the house and the people are still there. But like I don't know for sure. I can't tell. But it looks like there's 2 troops, maybe more.
Stealing a tank would be a big up for us right now. You said you saw maybe 4 or 5 people. We could probably take them. And
Definitely, at minimum, let's say maybe 3 troops, minimum, maybe more. Let's think. To
Listen,
crew a tank,
fellas,
let's
a
say
baby
5
crowd
people.
is- A baby crowd is just a crowd. All right?
Yeah.
okay,
It's
I
a
mean, I
future-
don't necessarily agree, but I understand where you're coming from.
If we don't end it now, it will grow into a crowd. We have
Jesus.
to do this the right way. Just there's
Eventually-
discussion. I got it. Discussion over. I got it. Don't worry about it.
Our
What's the rest?
wow.
What's the rest of the plan?
Well, I was thinking we could do a weekend at Bernie's thing with the dead Crouch you have. I don't know if you've seen the film. It won't be
Oh,
released for
it's a
another
dead
30
American.
years or so.
It's actually one
Oh.
of us. It's the dead of
Yeah, it's worse. It's a
We
dead
could do
American.
a weekend at Bernie's thing with the dead American. That movie won't come out for 30 years or so, but it's very funny, and I think we could make a bit out of it if you wanted to.
Didn't I tell you
So,
this would come in
Hold
handy?
on, time out. Because what we also, I'll say this in case. What we also don't know is maybe some of them have already left to go search where we came from. So maybe
No,
there's
no,
more.
no.
Even more
They
the
don't know
reason
where-
to be swift.
They don't know we're here yet. They got their guns on the ground. They're carrying buckets. They don't know. We gotta strike now.
And where's
Mm.
is this. So where is
Corporal
this?
Lieutenant Dan brings up a good point. They seem rather relaxed, and if they thought we were here, they would probably be on higher alert.
If we want a tank, this is our chance.
We do want a tank.
Let's go get a tank.
We gotta silence the kid first.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, but okay. Maybe we go with the adults who have weapons first, and if need be, the child.
So just to be clear, though, this isn't our final destination, our rendezvous.
This is the outskirts of the hamlet that you were sent to, the hamlet of, holy shit, Gemingen.
Again.
Gam Gam.
Yeah,
If
let's
we're
just
within
call
the
it the
hamlet,
hamlet
we
of
could-
Gam Gam.
If we're within the hamlet of Gam Gam, we could set up our forward observation post here, provided we take out all the enemies without them getting word out to others.
Enemies and a junior crowd. Heard.
Well, that could be an innocent civilian. I would like to point that out. Oh, Lieutenant Dan, Corporal Lieutenant Dan brings up an excellent point. But
All right.
maybe we proceed with caution.
I'm saying too that if we got a
So-
tank, we could overrun our mission ground and take over others. We could get a Medal of Honor out of this. You could drive it right to Berlin right now.
I would love to meet the
We won't-
president, so that actually sounds good. You know, I met the president once, actually.
Not my president.
No, not this president. That was years ago. It's a bit of business in the Pacific, something on an island. But I survived a plane crash, and it's not important. But yes, I did get to meet the president back then. It was exhilarating.
Wonderful story. And we got some crowds to kill. I'll go
So, how do you
upstairs.
think we do this? Do we try and draw them out? Do we just make a surprise attack? What's our best tactic here, in your opinion? Corporal Lieutenant Dan? Corporal G.I. Janet.
Grab. Smash and grab. Just charge in, kill him the American way.
I thought you might say something like that. Burn them in a fire in a glider. I like it. Oh, that's not what you meant. My bad.
So,
Corporal G.I. Janet Reno, you have any thoughts on strategy? Any way you'd like to approach this? Corporal Reno, you might be muted. Corporal Reno? God damn it, Corporal
Corporal
Lieutenant Dan, we lost another one.
Reno! You know when you die in Metal Gear? Snake!
Doesn't one of
We've
you have
lost another great soldier.
Can you hear me?
Hmm.
Yes, sorry.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you just have to actually be quiet, and then you can actually hear me. That's the problem. So, does one of you have a fucking Thompson?
Thompson.
All right. So why don't we don't even know how many people are here. Maybe we should try to draw some of them out and see how many there are, and then just take them out with the Tommy. I don't know. Just a thought.
One way to draw them out would be to get the child to start screaming.
Oh my god.
Just
We
saying.
could potentially
Would-
use your
Would you
charred
like to burn
accessory
his body
here to
back
get
on
their
fire?
interest.
we
would
could
you
throw it at
say?
the kid.
Oh my god.
So, assessing all of the equipment you guys were able to gather from the glider, this is probably your moment. We've all seen Saving Private Ryan. You remember when they decide to take the machine gun nest, and they like throw all their shit in a pile? They're like, "What do we have?" You guys have 4 grenades. You have 1 set of plastic explosives, and you have your rifles, your handguns, ammunition enough for like a couple nights. You've got MREs, and yeah. Currently, you don't have like axle grease or whatever to make the sticky bombs, but if that was something you wanted, we could just go back to the Jeep and say you got some. So that being said, right now, I've added 4 grenades to the pool. That's basically what I've added, and 1 set of plastic explosives with a timed fuse.
Well,
So,
given this
and,
equipment,
and just to give you kind of a layout, let me bring up. I'm not going to show you this map, but I'm going to describe it to you. So, you came from the west. There's like a very small, very fordable, like stream at the base of the valley. Then there's probably another 30 yards to some copses of trees, orchard style, like 3 or 4, kind of just for aesthetic. There's the barn where you saw the tank, sort of facing the stream. There's another barn behind that. From your perspective, to the left of that is the farmhouse, which sits up a little bit on a hill. There are 5 small cottages next to some stables and some chicken coops further off to your left-hand side. Beyond that is a forest line begins about probably 200 meters behind the property. You don't see any horses in the pens. If anything, you see maybe a dead horse or 2, and they look like they've been there a long time. Yeah, that's all I'll add for now. Back to the planning phase.
So, does it look like anyone lives in the cottages, or by my scan, did it look like the only people that were here were the people that I saw, really?
You saw movement in the farmhouse, but you didn't see who it was. You essentially had that horror movie moment where you looked and like the curtains moved. So someone's in the farmhouse. You don't know who or what. Yeah.
But I mean, like, is there any way by me looking around and taking a survey of things, like, does it look like there's been a bunch of people here?
I'll give you with your pass, not to make you roll again on it, that you know, having seen the tank, you can tell that there are areas where they've hidden the tank tracks, and there are areas where they've missed. It seems like they've been negligent, and based on what you're seeing, it's like a skeleton crew. Like, you've only seen 2 soldiers at the barn. You've seen the kid jump out of the hay bale and kind of dip off into the bushes, and you saw some movement at the house. I assume if you guys are planning to do an attack, you do your due diligence and sit there for like minimum 30 minutes and just watch the whole place. Try to get a little bit more like, okay, who's there, who's not. That's what you've attained. You haven't seen any more soldiers, but you have seen the soldier who went in with the bucket into the barn, open it again, leave, go into one of the cottages with the bucket, come back with it seeming heavy, and go into the barn.
Oh, that's not good. I like the idea of trying to draw them off one by one. I think we could use your crispy friend as a distraction, or these explosives with the timed fuse. We could set them in one place, move to excellent firing positions, and wait for these enemies to investigate them. If the child comes to investigate, then he's an enemy. We can do what we will. He's like looking at Dan as he says this. Corporal Lieutenant Dan.
I also think we could combine those ideas. We could put an explosive on our crispy friend and then put our crispy friend in their path, which would accomplish both killing a crowd and drawing yet more attention.
Yes, we could observe their patrol patterns and place our friend near so when they go to investigate, we blow them up.
I'll just add, you've not seen anyone patrolling.
If we use an explosion to draw them in, then you'll still have our crispy friend as a body shield, and when the firefight starts, you'll be better off for it.
Like the way you think.
Time out, though, because if we blow something up or something, and there's only 2 guys, maybe they go get in the tank. You know what I mean?
Well, so yeah, that's actually a really good point. So we should try and position ourselves, at least one of us, with one of the rifles, so that like if they do that, we can try and take them down from range as they go for the tank. If we set ourselves up with like a view of the garage, or one of us could even sneak in really close before we spring the trap, and like immediately while they're distracted, hop in the tank, lock the hatches, and fuck shit up or whatever. I know one person can operate a tank fully, but they can drive it, and you can run people over with that bitch.
There's
Or
also,
we could do
like I said,
two men
one of the
hiding.
one of the guys was drinking, so I feel like the other one seems to be in love with his bucket. So maybe one of us can sneak in there and get
Is he
close and like.
feeding the tank body
Then when
parts
we
with that bucket?
then when we have a little distraction, like that person can either like take him out or get the tank.
Exactly. We could get we need to get ourselves in position. I think part of that, like I said, getting one or two of us really close. If they go for the tank, we can intercept them, pop out from behind a bush, just stab them in the neck or whatever the fuck it is. And then we leave at least one person in the back for long range support. That way, if there's people we don't know about, they can like try and rifle at them. But I like what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
So the thing that the tank is in, the door is closed, right?
Currently, yeah.
When the guy goes in there with the buckets, does he go through the main door or does he go through like a side door?
Yeah, he opens
human-sized
like the
door.
big slider in the front, wide enough for him to
Right.
walk through, and then shuts it.
And
Okay.
when he opened it, was it noisy? Could you hear it? Like it was.
It has that like
pretty loud.
really creaky old, like you guys are 100 yards away, you still
Like a
hear
barn
it. It's
door closing.
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
It's
there
got,
how
like-
old is
yeah.
this barn? Are there any like holes in the side, any other open windows or anything like that on like the sides of it?
It looks like it has that sort of typical peaked roof with what you would imagine is hay drying areas on the top, with like that stereotypical central window. No glass. Yeah, it's a barn, and it's made of like really rough hewn wood, well made for purpose, not for aesthetic at all. It's not. It wouldn't be quiet or easy to like pry boards away, and there are no like ground level entrance or egress other than the big sliders and the window kind of front and center at the peak.
Fuck. Are there any bushes and or trees around or nearby the barn?
All around it. That's where the
Heard.
the child sort of was hiding.
In the hay area.
No,
this look like
no,
a-
no.
I see
Outside
those
the barn,
bushes.
the child went out of a haystack that was up against the side wall of the barn on the outside of it. Left the haystack
Oh,
and went
fuck.
into the bushes in between you and the barn. Just for
I
clarity.
Does this
will, I
Is
will
this a
volunteer to
neglected
get
farm
some-
or
It looks like a family farm by the size of it.
I'll volunteer to sneak over that direction if that's what we want to do. But like we got to come up with an idea of how we're gonna do it.
I think we should set the trap to distract them. Two of you two should sneak up into the bushes. As soon as the bomb goes off, you rush into the barn, try and
Time
secure
out.
the tank, and I'll cover you from the tree line with my carbine.
Time
My
out.
rifle.
How far are we from where the glider went down in the Jeep? Came like a fireball out of the sky.
Half a kilometer from the glider crash.
Heard. Okay. So, does any of us have flares in any of our packs?
No, unfortunately, they were destroyed in the fire.
That sucks. Let's see, because we could shoot a
Oh,
flare
you know
off.
what? No. Luck roll. Give me a luck roll.
Roll that luck, bro. Let's go.
How do you do that?
Just click your luck, or you could roll a D100 and just look at your luck and try to roll under.
I got my luck. It's right here. Not very high. Come on!
That's a
Nice.
pass.
You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
flares.
You've got one flare.
All right. So, hear me out, guys. We've got one flare. We've got one crispy body that we just so luckily came upon. Not like it happened because of us or anything. So we use the flare. We booby trap the body. So, if they come out here looking for him, then they die. Now the only problem is if they get in the tank, it's not going to help much. Then the tank will just be gone. So, but that's my idea. That's what I propose.
So you're saying like booby trap the body, put it out past the tree line, shoot the flare up, allowing them to see the body, and then explode it when they presumably go to investigate.
Yes, because they think that he shot the flare off, but he's actually dead now because he crispy body.
Fair. I don't hate that plan. I think it's quite nice, actually. You're right. If they go straight for the tank, we could be in trouble. But if it's one soldier at the tree line, why would you use a tank? Unless they think it's part of a larger invasion. Yes. What do you think, Corporal Lieutenant Dan?
I'm sorry.
It's good. It's a good bit. It's a really good bit.
Well, I think anybody in their right mind sees one body, he goes for it. He don't go for a tank. That's what a little bitch would do. So yeah, let's boo-boo trap the body. See who comes out. Shoot him. Take the tank.
And we could even position ourselves so that we're not just relying on the booby trap body. Like, if there's only 2 guys, we can pick them off if we need to.
Yes, we should still. I think we should still have 1 or 2 of us covering with rifles, and one of us snuck into the
Let's say
bushes.
I think 2 of us
Yes.
should. I think 2 of us should cover, and I think one of us should try to be by the barn, by the tank, just in case.
I'm a very accomplished tank driver, for the record.
True thing.
Because they made.
And you've got the Thompson, right?
Yes, I do.
Shorter range gun, knows how to drive a tank. Sounds
Ju-
like you're our man in the bushes.
I'll give this to you. Give me a luck roll.
Not the first time I've been told about the man in the bushes.
Lieutenant Dan, give me a luck roll.
Uh-oh. I don't like this. Boy, I rolled a 12.
That's
a super
Lieutenant
pass.
Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, my bad.
Unfortunately, you can't spend luck on a luck roll. Unfortunately, you have vague memories of being given the operating manual for the Tiger tank in combat engineering school, just to familiarize yourself a little bit. But they didn't have high expectations of people to like retain it, due to the fact that odds are if you encounter these vehicles, they'll be destroyed. But just to kind of understand how they work and where their armor is, you've looked at these plans, but you don't have a clear concept of how to drive them. So even though you can drive tanks, it would be with a penalty die. Just so if and when that happens, you're not like awestruck by me doing that to you. So this was the opportunity to see if you're like, oh, I fucking know exactly how to drive a Tiger. The concept itself is like very similar. Certain things are going to be different. So you won't be able to do it at full capability, but I'm not going to like half your skill in it or anything. So you would be the best tank driver in the group, but next to the guy who learned how to use tanks on it, you'd be like a plebeian. All right.
You're a plebeian.
Your character, not you. That being said, back to you guys.
I like this current iteration of our plan.
All right. So, would you like to pull it off, or would you like to take a 5 and come back and then push through till the end?
Yeah, we should take a 5.
Okay.
I think.
Come back
Give
at
us time to think
10:50.
about the details of the plan we just came up with.
And if you want to talk about it further, I just need to use the restroom real quick. I will leave the stream up for while I'm in the restroom, and then we could take a little break if you want, or we could just rip right into it. How are you guys feeling? I don't want to stop the momentum because you're planning right now, so this is important. Like, are there 3 guys there? Are there 30 guys there? Is the tank active? Does it work? How many people? How many?
What do you boys think?
Well, I do recall one detail from our little binocular sweep that we could see some of the hay twitching a little bit, and that makes me a little nervous.
I think that was the kid playing in the head.
Do we know? Well, that makes me nervous too. Why is there a kid? It's like 4 a.m. I don't trust that little kid.
It's a little bit sketch. The kid is a little bit sketch. The hay twitching is a little bit sketch. The dude bringing shit in a bucket into the barn from a cottage is super sketch. I think this tank might be demonically possessed. and he's feeding it blood. That's like meta though. Charles doesn't think that. Cole thinks that. We also, I mean, I like our plan, but like what about investigating the cottages or something? No, we should just go straight for the tank, I think.
Let's see. If we're not going for the tank, we should just go to our final destination.
Are we doing the bait and boom?
No, if we can set up our ops post here, that qualifies. This is within the township. We
Oh,
were assigned
no.
to set up.
No, here's
no?
here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna
I
take a
misunderstood
5-minute
then.
break. I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer for you guys to come up with a
You
plan.
fucker.
So you have
Billy, just-
until 10:52 to have a solid plan you want to do.
Clarify.
Mhm.
If we set our forward observation post here, is that within mission parameters?
Yes.
Because you said this
Yes.
is within the town of Gam Gam, right?
Yes.
See, so yeah, if we conquer this area and take it over, we have accomplished our mission. That's within parameters. So,
And if we do
if
it
we
with a
move on,
tank,
it'll
we-
lead to fuck off and just do something else. And we could still go further into the town and try and find another place to set up perimeter if we wanted. That's up
maybe
to us.
another
but-
tank.
Okay.
Well,
So basically, what I want to do with this dead body is I want to kind of like, I don't know, use a little bit of my like fatigue, like my jacket or something, to make it look, not burnt and crispy.
less obviously charred to a crisp.
Yeah, less obviously charged.
Make it
and
look like it
crispy.
has
That
legs.
makes sense. Can we have some rope, I'm sure. Can we like tie it to a tree so it looks like it's standing? Like really
I
desecrate
want
this
it, no,
motherfucker.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have it like kind of sit up. I want it to have it sit up against the tree, like not stand
Yeah.
up. I mean, like he's hurt, he's injured, but he's there.
Okay, like a dying soldier. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually good. I like that.
To be honest, a soldier without any type of visual aid probably wouldn't get the detail you guys got. So yeah, it would make solid sense if he's injured, looking for help, that he might seek it by lighting a flare, hoping someone in the farm would see them and come help. Give me a spot hidden.
Who?
Everyone.
Oh fuck. I don't like that.
It's just something I forgot about. Sorry.
Oh.
I
I
like it.
passed. I rolled a 15. I have a 25.
Hard success, regular success, and a fail. So regular success, again, the light's becoming a little bit better as time goes on. You see a couple down trees past the farm, and you see the tail of a plane sticking out of like what looks like another crash site. And Captain Corporal Chuck Jensen III, you with your hard success, or no,
No, I got the
actually
soft
GI
success.
Janet Reno with the hard success knows that to be a P-51 Mustang. That is a crashed American fighter behind
American
the
fighter.
farm.
So I kind of, I'm gonna let them know I think in the other
There's no fire.
where they're taking the bucket, I think there's a POW of ours over there.
Yes, they could have captured the pilot of that Mustang. Yes, that's a good point.
I tell them there's a down Mustang, and I tell them like I think that maybe we have a soldier that there could be having like a prisoner of war in that room.
We've got 2 minutes to figure this out. I like that theory. So, should we adjust our plan and have one person go for the cottage, or because
With that new information, the timer's off. The timer's off.
Okay.
Just play.
With that information, or without that information, my thought would have been to wait until Bucket Boy is in the cottage to spring our trap, so he's further from the tank. But if we think there's an American POW in there, that might not be the best option.
I mean,
So here's the other thing. There's
He
the
might be
guy right
dead in the
outside
plane.
farm. Yeah, he might be dead in the plane. How far is the plane?
How
It's-
far is the plane?
it's about 100 yards off the back of the farm, but you guys could sort of stay in the wooded area and go out and around and check
That's
it
what I was
out
going to
if
ask.
you
How
wanted.
long
You
you
don't
think that
need
would
to-
take to stealthily make our way there?
20 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. Do you think we
That
should
20
go
minutes would
investigate
probably
the
be
Mustang?
slow, probably closer to like 15.
I mean, either
I
I
haven't
want to
thought,
investigate
fellas.
the Mustang, or I want to try and get closer and investigate that cottage.
is there anywhere around this little farm that the tree line is closer?
Yeah,
Did
the
you said it was, like-
closest it gets is. Let me see here. The tree line gets the closest to the horse stables. That is the most rear building, and that would
And
be the
those were
closest to the Mustang.
Okay, and those were nearby the cottage?
Up behind those cottages where the bucket boy was going back and forth.
Okay.
All right. So even if we go see the Mustang, if there's no like body in it, then they could have ejected. They could have like.
So
I
you
don't
guys
know
go
if
to the
we
Mustang?
should do the Mustang.
No. We're thinking about it. I don't. Yeah, you're right, Sean. There's really not any benefit. Like, what are we gonna learn by going there, right?
So you get to
Well,
the
Charlie
Mustang,
probably
all
wouldn't-
three of you get there, and you completely check it out. There's no human remains,
Nothing
and the
in there.
crash site is cold.
We'll say, I'm sure everything's been taken. So like, yeah. All right. So let's.
I don't
do
like
We want
this.
to do this.
Why are they so relaxed?
So we want to try and pull this.
Yeah, I like your idea of setting the homeboy up like he's sitting by the tree. One of us or one of the people on rifle duty will fire the flare and then hide. And one of us should go into the bushes or try and get close, maybe loop around. We're closer to the tree line now because we're near the horse stables. So maybe one of us
Yeah,
goes to the horse stables.
Yeah, whoever's gonna try and loop around and get close.
Actually, you said the engine, the crash site is cold. Could I check to see if there's fuel in the fuel tank of this aircraft?
Yeah, the fuel I think is in the wings for P-51s. At least some of it. So yeah, you check the wing that is closest to the crash site. You find it. Yeah, you could probably get like a couple canteens full because of the way it was angled, but most of it is gone. You don't have like a significant amount.
Probably
But
not
you could
enough
start.
to make a big
You could
explosion.
start a mean fucking fire, but an explosion might be rough.
Yeah. We could just use this to start a subtle fire, move around to the other side, wait for them to address the fire, and then make our move.
Let's do it.
I think that seems like a solid plan. So we have the timed.
You have a
the
timed
fuse for-
fuse, and you
yeah.
could use it to start a fire if you wanted.
Exactly, but like, can we set it up so like we light it, and then there's like 2 minutes later the fire starts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sick.
I like that.
I like that too. All right, so plan: we're gonna light this fire, loop around to the other side, or at least partially around. Wait for them to go towards the fire, then make our move.
Wait, that's how Chuck sounds, right?
Now, this is me confirming with my
Oh,
players,
Okay.
not the people I'm on the mission with.
Yeah.
Or should one of us try and sneak to the horse stables and like keep it close to the chest? Or do we set up an ambush and when they presumably come for the fire, we pick them off one by one? Oh shit!
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is a good time.
Yeah, it's not
I
bad.
think two of us need to be there. Like I said earlier, I think two people need to be there to do the ambush, and the other
Mhm.
person needs to be back at the farm, like close to the tank, or like by that cottage to see what's in the cottage.
Yeah. Oh, so what do we think? Tank or cottage?
I don't know how
Tank?
to drive a tank, but I'm stealthy. So like
Hmm.
I can stealth around, but I don't know how to drive the tank.
How stealthy is Corporal Lieutenant Dan?
I mean, I'm kind of large and handsome. I stick out a little bit.
Yeah, we
And
forgot to
you
describe.
can answer
Can we
this
take this
question
moment
generically.
for Janet Reno and Lieutenant Dan to describe how hot they are? Because they're both like 80 appearance.
Some good-looking dudes.
We're basically the USO people that got their photos taken for all the.
Oh my God! So Janet Reno this is a female character, yes?
Actually, I was thinking of what's
Just
his
a
name from
corn-fed
the
farm boy
Mask.
named Janet. I fuck with that.
No,
Boy
no.
named
Like
Sue
the guy
type
who was
shit.
trying to get discharged because he was wearing all the women's clothes in MASH.
I like it. Oh my God! Yes. What's his
What was
name?
his name?
Dude, the homeboy from MASH. God damn it.
What was his
Remember
name?
what his name was.
Okay. That.
I
Yes.
can't remember.
Understood.
Absolute menace. Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about to
great.
be some Mr. Magoo shit. Like.
So,
Okay.
we don't have any female clothes right now, so no need to dress up. Or do we? Roll luck. No. All right. So
Poor Drake.
also, Corporal Lieutenant Dan. d- d-
You
Could you
guys
numerically
all.
answer
You
the
guys
question for
all
your stealth
hear.
ability?
You guys all hear a little
He's
girl
gonna push the Dan
scream.
on his fuck.
You guys all hear a little girl scream as you look up, and from your vantage
Mm.
point, you see near the barn, Bucket Boy has found the child and is pulling her by the wrist against her will towards the farmhouse.
I light the 2-minute fuse. We start the plan.
Execute.
You know,
Okay.
I
panic. I'm like, we gotta do something about
Now,
this. I light the
we'll
fuse. You guys
pause.
are
We'll
doing
pause
it
the real time,
good.
like he's walking over there with the little girl. How did you guys set up this fire? Like precisely, I wanna picture it. Would you just pour?
My idea would have been to
Yeah.
pour some of the fuel out onto the ground, and have like the timed fuse, like, set maybe under some sticks or something leading into that. So once it hits the where we poured some of the fuel, it'll light that, and then that should presumably light what's inside of the wing still.
Okay, so you're talking about the horse stables you want to light. Oh
No,
no,
we're
you're
lighting the
lighting
plane
the
on
plane. Okay, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'll give you the benefit that you guys add like a bunch of wood and shit to this. Unless you have a survival skill you'd like to use, I'll just take a straight luck roll to make sure you don't burn yourself. Just setting this up.
Ooh,
And from any
why
one of
not
you,
light
from
the
any
fire
one of
till
you.
we're ready to run away?
No, that's fine. But like
Right.
the setup, this roll is
Yeah.
going to determine when you're over there if it works or not.
All right, guys? What's your luck?
I would say you could also argue like mechanical something. I don't know. Seems like an engineering job to me, like setting up the fuse.
What's y'all's input?
I'm not an engineer. We have one though. I'm mechanical repair. I'm good at medicine. I can make a healthy fire.
Oh, dude, we should have done healing checks. I think Lieutenant Dan already took 4 damage, which is like most of his health in this game system. Fuck.
In this little pause that we're doing here, if you would like, I assume you guys are competent soldiers. So Janet Reno can go ahead and give a medicine check to give back half of a D4's hit points. Up to 2, basically.
A D2?
A D2, yeah.
I failed.
Okay. Do you want to
Oh,
use
no, is he
luck?
gonna take
Do you want to
all
use
the
luck
damage?
to pass? Oh,
Oh,
there's also
okay.
another concept
Oh.
here, which I feel like this would be a great place to introduce it. It's called pushing your roll, where when you fail,
Oh, jeez.
you can describe to
There
me
it
how
is.
you're going to reattempt whatever action you wanted to do in a more dangerous way for you or someone else. And if you fail, bad things happen. But it essentially lets you re-roll straight up. But you're risking more in the second roll.
I think I'm gonna pass. But even with luck, I'd have to use a lot of luck, and I don't think
No, you'd have to use like probably bottom out your luck. Yeah, like oof.
I'll
Okay.
pass.
So,
You should push it. Dude.
while you're-
Always push your rolls. It's not good.
it's fun. It's entertaining. While
fun, but
your vision is like as good as it could be under the circumstances, you don't manage to get that dryness or that sort of burning sensation to go away just yet. Yeah. So I'm assuming that our engineer, Corporal Lieutenant Dan, describe to me how you set this up. You pour some fuel down. You've got your ignition source, which is your timed fuse, and you're attempting to light this plane up. Would you like to give me a luck roll or one of your engineering profession rolls? Up to you.
I think there's justification for mechanical repair because
Yeah.
essentially
You're
using
reverse.
things to
You're repairing
They're
it
broken.
backwards.
Exactly. And if I do that, as
Reverse repair.
opposed to luck, I could potentially spend luck points to fix it.
Okay.
Smart man. Look at this guy. He's already learning the system. So 12 luck to pass, or you can do that push Billy was just
Yeah,
talking
you could
about.
push the roll and risk it for the biscuit, or you could spend 12 luck to pass, or you could accept failure. Now you're
Oh my
awesome.
god, he's a YOLO.
Nothing,
This dude's-
nothing
this
bad
dude's lovely.
happens. Nothing bad happens right now. You set it up.
All right, guys, we're set to go.
Okay, so
Excellent.
where you guys want to be when you? Okay, no, we're in real time. We're in real time now.
All right.
Now, when you saw him snatch up the girl, you guys were probably setting up to do your plan. So where are you?
Mm-hmm.
And who's doing what?
So I think that Corporal Lieutenant Dan's going to be our sneaker, and myself and Corporal GI Janet Reno are going to be the covering fire / ambushers with the rifles. Is that correct? Does that sound good to you guys?
And
Yeah.
do I still have my dead body?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. We didn't use it.
Just checking.
Although, yeah. Cool. So I'm going to move probably about 50 yards down the tree line, try and find a spot, where I have what I feel is pretty good vision of most of the open area in the barn and the area leading to where we lit the fire. And I'm going to just really try and post up there, maybe find a tree branch to lean my rifle on, look down the sights. I'm going to be immediately looking at the dude with the kid, but also scanning the surrounding areas and
Okay.
getting ready for whatever's going to happen.
All right. That is Corporal Captain. Janet Reno, where are you? Sneaking
so
in.
the one with the kid, is that the one with the bucket?
He put the bucket down.
Okay. So the other one is still sitting in front of the barn door, basically?
Yeah, at this point he looks to be asleep.
Okay, that's the drum one. Okay.
That's good.
So I'm going to kind of position myself where I can take a shot on that guy that's just sitting there.
Smart.
And I will kind of, if I can, somehow with my hands or some kind of communication, let my guys know that I'm going to take that guy when all the shit goes down so that we don't all shoot the same person.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're soldiers. We would have discussed that stuff. I think that's kind of implied, if that's okay with the game master.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Unspoken.
Sick. So yeah, we're on the same page. Nice.
And then lastly, Lieutenant Dan, you've got your body. You're providing cover. What are you doing?
I understand is that we packed bayonets, right?
Yep. Absolutely. You can fix bayonets to your rifle if you would like.
Fix bayonet and position myself as behind as Mr. Bucket Child Mangler as I can, beside of his vision, if you will, so that I can try to get him in close quarters. We'll see.
So you attempt to set up for the charge. I like it. So you, from you, I will take a stealth roll, a soft stealth roll, basically.
I only roll hard.
With the fumble.
Oh.
So would you like to push it, or spend 76 luck?
Which he doesn't have, so. Uh-oh.
You can push the roll if you like.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Failed,
there you
failed
go.
by one.
One luck.
Failed by one. Okay.
One luck, though, right?
So, in the moment,
But on a push roll, I can't spend luck, right?
correct.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, fuck.
So, here we are. Let's hold on. The vibe's about to get fucking crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah, it
Let's
is.
stop that.
Oh, boy.
So, you hit the timer essentially when the guard grabs the girl.
Yes, there's like a 2-minute downtime of us observing what's going on
Waiting,
before presumably
waiting,
the explosion.
Waiting. And as Lieutenant Dan, you decide regardless of if this man is hit with a round, I'm putting my bayonet in him. You make that sneak up, and you're sort of laying in the ditch next to the road where you would either hop like a waist level fence or crawl under it and then just sprint at this dude. He's within 20 meters. You can make it. And it's just about to hit that 2-minute mark, and you're like, all right, when is the fire gonna go off? What the fuck? And then something starts getting warm in your back pocket, and it starts to get hot, and it's burning your ass. The fuse is in your pocket. You put it back in your pocket after you thought you set up the timed fire. There will be no distraction.
Oh
It begins to
my God.
burn you as you call out and attempt to hold in a squelch or a screech here. With that failed stealth roll, you just go, oh, fuck, just for a second. And he turns and he sees you. In that moment, you guys all have initiative, essentially, except Lieutenant Dan. He has been spotted by Bucket Boy. He's 20 meters from him,
Okay.
laying in a ditch, staring across a small cart path into the field in front of the farmhouse. You guys have eyes on this fucker. What are you doing?
So I had stated that I was keeping an eye on Bucket Guy. So did I see this go down?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to immediately, when I see him spot Corporal Lieutenant Dan, I'm going to take a shot at Bucket Guy.
Okay.
39. I rolled an 8.
An 8?
So I passed by 31.
All right. So
Yep.
that's 1d10 plus 2?
Let's do this. Please kill this dude. Oh, that's 1.
1. It
Plus 2
slams.
is 3. Yeah.
It slams into his right sort of pectoral, like outside towards the edge of the torso, and kind of pops out his back, and he falls to one knee, and he calls out, what do they say? What did Germans say? Let's just say he calls out, enemy! As he drops to one knee and goes to draw his pistol, losing the grip of the wrist of the little girl.
Does she run away or like eat his face? What does she do?
She's standing there in shock. Doesn't know what
Okay,
just happened.
all right, that makes sense.
Now, in that same moment, you hear the report of an M1 Garand, Janet Reno. You have your iron sights set on a sleeping man. What do you do? You're muted.
No, we just need to be quiet.
You're still muted.
Where's the other action at?
It's kind of out of your line of sight, unfortunately. You're aiming at the sleeping man,
Oh.
and there's some haystacks and a small hay drying shed to your right. So it's blocking your line of sight, but you heard the report of the rifle, and you heard the little girl sort of scream as she was being dragged, and you don't hear the screaming anymore. And you hear a German scream in German something out loud into the hamlet.
Guy, then.
You take your shot. All right, let's hear it. Or let's get the roll.
Oh, it's the weapon under combat.
Yeah. Or just
Well, no, 'cause,
firearms rifle.
Yeah, maybe I'll roll through there. Oh yeah.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
That's a success. That's a
Fuck
hit.
yeah, dude.
So it's going to be
Let's go.
1d10 plus 2 damage. Oh, damage was already rolled for it. But I'll let you roll separately if you want to roll dice. Oh, no, it's 2d6
It's
plus
just
4?
2s6 plus 4 equals 2. That doesn't make any
S6?
sense. Yeah, you should just roll that roll.
Yeah, just roll it raw.
I don't know what it is.
And make sure
what
what I'm
roll?
quoting you is correct. I believe it's 1d10 plus 4.
2d6.
Oh, also...
No, the standard issue M1 is 2d6 plus 4.
Okay, then it's 2d6 plus 4. So there's no way 2 is real.
The 1d10 was the Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I should have had also, is 2d6 plus 4, not 1d10 plus 2.
Well, this
Yep.
is what.
'Cause I was
So
using
go ahead
that
and
one.
re-roll your damage, Cole, because I want this to be correct.
Yeah.
You may have just domed that guy.
That's what I'm saying.
The numbers that you put in and stuff.
Say again.
Isn't this the stuff you put in? Didn't you put in the damage and all
I
that?
probably put it in wrong. Yeah, let me see. GI Janet Reno. No, yeah, 2d6 plus 4. I put S6 plus 4 because I'm retarded. It's 2d6 plus
No,
4.
no. But it is 2d6.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So
He's got a 12.
12.
You just got 12?
Yeah, he got 8, and then with the plus 4, yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up with a 7 plus 4, so I'm at 11.
Okay, so he'll. No, so we're actually gonna have to retcon something. The German soldier doesn't cry anything out. 2 reports of M1 Garans are heard, as 2 brains are exposed to open air. I don't know if you've ever seen what an M1 Garand can do to a person. It's insane. So a small sort of like grape-sized hole, not even, maybe even like an olive pit-sized hole on the side of the head, and then just a V of blood and skull fragments shatter and crack against the barn as the sleeping man drops to his side. The person who saw the Nazi, not the person, the Nazi who saw Lieutenant Dan, no longer has sort of a canoe-shaped hole in between his eyes, and like the top of his skull's missing. He just drops. The little girl is silent and just goes pale, seemingly unhurt, but with sort of a shower of blood over her.
Permanently traumatized, but unhurt.
Yeah, physically. The night is still quiet for a second until Janet Reno,
Yeah, I think we're all like holding our
at
breath, seeing
your
what's gonna
barn,
happen.
at your area where you just shot the sleeping individual, you see the slider of the barn open for a second and then close. You were the closest to it. You're probably 10 meters from the sliders of the tank barn.
Heard. Yo, I'm gonna. Do I have one of the grenades?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna run up to the thing and just fucking toss a grenade in.
Sure.
You like crack the door, toss a grenade, close the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
So go ahead
Hold
and
on.
give me a throw roll.
Uh,
Well, it's pretty close. I'll give it to you. Just give me a luck roll. I think throw is probably shit. I think luck's better. And it's not going to be of you killing yourself. It's going to be like how close you get it to him. Throw would be if you were like chucking it at him. I feel like you're just kind of rolling it into the room he just went into. Don't let me put words in your mouth though. Like how exactly are you putting this grenade in that room?
I failed.
Poorly.
Yeah.
No.
Damn, 69. All right, so yeah, you crack the door.
couldn't
You
do
pull the
that.
pin, hold the spoon, crack the door, throw it underhand in, pull the door shut, and you hear it go off. You hear the shrapnel of the pineapple grenade sort of pepper the inside of the room. There's sort of like a wet sound when you did it too. It was weird. It didn't sound like an empty room.
Oh shit.
Oh no. It's gonna get weird, guys. It's gonna get so weird so fast.
So
Oh,
we're
God.
in the moment. Right now, there are no enemies. I'm gonna allow you guys to kind of take non-combat actions for the time being, while Janet Reno sort of holds vigil at the door in this split second. So, Janet Reno, let's start with you. What is your reaction to that? What are you doing to like hold security? What's your next move?
Oh man. God damn it. Oh, I feel so.
Throw another grenade in the room.
I'm gonna see how much sanity I've lost. No. So the both the German people are dead. At
The
this point?
two that you saw, the sleeping one and the one dragging the girl to the farmhouse.
Okay, I think at this point I kind of want to run to the cottages.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go in that barn yet.
Right.
I have a
The
feeling
an active enemy entered the barn, and you don't know if they're alive or dead. Just your soldier brain should have that in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to your knowledge, there's a tank, but you would definitely hear it if it like started up. It's not.
Yeah.
There's no engine running. There's nothing like that. Other than the rifle reports, it's really eerily quiet.
Yeah, and the good news is by the time I get back over there, once I open the door, I'll be like, oh, there was a bad guy in here. Now it's just a blown up body, and I can't tell who it is, so it's fine. Yeah. Actually, so like, where are the rest of my guys at right now?
To
So that's what I was gonna ask.
to your
Could I
knowledge,
see
you
him
heard a
run up to the
grenade
door
go
and
off.
throw the grenade in?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it, but after the grenade
Yeah.
went off, you looked over there for sure.
Cool. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, in that next little time frame after the grenade, like I would have advanced up to Corporal Lieutenant Dan to support him and make sure he's good. So me and him would probably be linked up by this point.
Sure, you're taking it
And
next
I'd
to
be
him.
like, yeah, and I'd look up at the little girl and I'd be like, "It's okay, we're here to help you." She probably doesn't understand. She probably speaks German, but
No, she looks like she understands you and says, my grandma, she's in the house. They have my grandma in the house. She's alive.
how many of them are there?
It, there were there were 4.
Well, look at Corporal Lieutenant Dan. We've still got 2 active hostiles, Corporal. Let's do this thing.
2 to 3, but yes.
Wait,
Excellent.
it just clicked.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
Hostile child, hostile child.
Or she speaks English. I don't think she's a bad guy.
She speaks English in like broken English, probably in like
Okay.
a very German accent. Mein
Yeah, I mean-
grandmother.
I would be encouraging Corporal Lieutenant Dan to move up towards the house with me. Or at least go link up with Corporal GI, Janet Reno. But we don't know what Janet Reno's doing because we don't have line of sight, so.
At this point, you could call out. I mean, she's not frozen in time. Or he's not frozen in time.
Yeah,
I have a suggestion.
Yeah, he's just out of line of sight right now, and a grenade went off.
No, yeah, for sure. But if this girl just told us that there's probably at least 2 more hostiles, I'm not about to be yelling shit.
Corporal Captain, go after Janet. I'm going to use my dead body to make a makeshift turret right in front of this door so that I have cover. You go on, see what's over there. If anybody tries to come out this door or that tank starts up, I'll let y'all know.
All right. Interesting. I like it. So
I'm
I'll
gonna
move.
set up my dead body turret and seat myself
move.
right outside that door.
So I can picture it. Have you ever seen like old rifle training videos? They concentrate, I think, on 5 stances, one of which is like literally sitting legs crossed with your elbows on your legs, aiming your rifle. And it's an extremely stable position. And I see that with the rifle is on the shoulder of the dead body, and it's kind of like just a meat shield, like right in front of you. Now, remind me, you have a Thompson or an M1?
I got me a Thompson.
Okay, so you've got your submachine gun ready. You also, let's say you have 1 grenade on you, and you have your handgun. So always keep in mind you guys have options. If things get close or far or lots of, just keep that in mind. So you are set up facing the tank barn, I'm assuming in a small defilade, meaning like a small ditch, where if you got lit up by a machine gun, you'd at least have a chance to like lay flat and maybe be okay. Beyond that, we've got Captain Corporal. You are communicating with the little girl. What's your next move?
Yeah, I would. He's like, I'm gonna set up here, make sure they don't come out of there, and I'd be like, all right, I'll go link up with Janet. Just be safe, brother. And then I'll look at the little girl and I'll be like, You should go hide in the woods. We'll help you when this is finished. We're going to rescue your grandma. Don't worry.
Don't do drugs.
Please help her, please.
Don't do drugs.
And where you send
Yes,
her
we got your
somewhere
grandma.
of relative safety and be like, fucking stay here. Right?
Yeah, no, I sent her like I'm like go to the woods, like get away from here.
Go
because
to your
what if
favorite
his
hiding
position
spot
gets
in the
lit up?
woods
Yeah.
and then come back. Okay.
He's like wait for this to die down and we'll help you. I promise.
Okay.
We're here to help.
like
and I'll
it.
advance around whatever. I'll slowly with my rifle up. Actually, I'll pull out my handgun, shoulder the rifle, pull out my 38, and I'll sort of advance around the side of whatever buildings blocking line of sight to where, like, where the
Yeah,
other
there's
action happened.
Janet.
I'll
There's
sort of
Janet.
go,
You're all three together. Communicate at will.
awesome.
So
Nice kill on that kraut, Janet. Excellent shooting.
thanks. I was trying to paint the barn with some kraut blood.
You painted the barn red indeed. Did I hear a grenade go off? Did you do that?
Yeah, I threw a grenade in the barn. I didn't do a good job. Kind of bounced off some stuff, and when it exploded, it sounded kind of wet. I don't know. Could have been an animal. Could have been anyone hiding in there. Do you know if there's any more innocent people around here anywhere?
Well, apparently, the little girl's grandmother is in the house, and
Oh,
there's
God,
at least
I
2
killed her
more enemy
grandmother.
soldiers here.
And don't forget the
Oh, in the
POW.
house. Oh, in the
No,
house.
the house and the barn are separate, thank God.
Yeah, yeah.
And potentially a POW, but we still haven't investigated. Do you think we should do you think we should go straight for the barn or investigate the cottage first?
Well,
We have some cover right now. Daniel's set up with his LMG.
We've
or
got someone
SMG.
cover in the barn, so we can either go in the barn with the cover, or we can just. I feel like we should. Oh God, let's just go in the barn now, right?
Because like if he's covering the barn entrance and we swing the sliding doors open while maintaining them as cover for us, you know, we'll have line of sight and we can make ingress, and if anything's in there, he'll just shoot it right away. You know?
Go ahead
Like-
and the
Also,
two
The
of you give
barn's
me
made of wood, right?
the two of you give me listen checks.
Oh fuck.
Nice. On the
Yes.
money.
LMNOP.
Very good.
Yeah,
Okay, I
you know,
have
baby.
Yeah, baby. Oh, I rolled a 17. I actually passed that shit.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Both of you, as you're having this sort of hushed conversation, hear what sounds like a hatch close, and
Oh, fuck. We've got to go. So we hear the
Open
hatch
the
close.
door.
I look at you, Jen, and I go,
you both hear it. You
that
both
sounded
hear
like
it.
a tank hatch.
Yeah.
We should make ingress now. Do you think?
Yeah, and we should probably tell Lieutenant Dan, Corporal.
Yeah, I think Dan's probably still within hearing distance of us because he said he was covering the barn door.
Yeah, you would need to raise your voice. But yeah.
Yeah.
Heard.
So I'll yell back and I'll be like, Corporal Lieutenant Dan, we're doing this thing now. Ingress to the barn.
Krauts in the tank.
And
Krauts
move
in
up.
the tank.
Give me a
Crouch in the
give me a
tank.
dex save, both of you. Or a dex check.
Fuck, we're so fucked. We're so fucked. Ah, I have a 50. I rolled an
Grandmother-
85. I
Grandmother in
failed.
the tank.
Bro, I hope not.
Hard success
everybody-
on Janet Reno. Janet Reno eats dirt immediately upon hearing the hatch close. You said you failed, Captain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A machine gun opens up, firing through the barn towards the
Yep.
sound of your voice.
I was just thinking, fuck. God damn it. Yep.
With the
Shit.
fail, you remember you can choose to use luck or push it.
Oh, that's right. I rolled an 85, so there's no luck, but I'm going to push this shit.
And how are you going to make it riskier for yourself in the situation where
So-
the machine gun opens up
Right.
to
I
get out of
think
the
that
way?
my push is to, as the barn doors shred and bullets are flying around me, I stand for a moment, I grab my grenade, and I pull the pin and toss it back through the disintegrating barn doors towards the tank.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Okay.
And then I dive for cover. On my second roll, I rolled a 50 even, which is exactly even to my
No
score.
fucking way. Take a picture of
Yeah.
that shit. That's amazing. Oh
I
my
got
god.
you right here. I
Okay.
got you right now. It's
Okay.
exactly
On the
5-0.
push. Holy shit.
On the push.
Oh my god. Okay, so
I even got that night mode camera.
with
You can
that,
see it good.
as these massive I don't even know what they were. Like it wasn't an MG42 in the Panzer. It was bigger. It was closer to a 50 caliber machine gun. The bow machine gun, which resides on the top of the turret. Remember, the tank is not on. You did not hear an engine start.
He's just using the pistol now.
He kind of tilts it to one side and just opens up towards that side of the barn. You toss that grenade underhanded and lay flat backwards in this sort of John Woo-esque moment as these splinters of wood are passing you and machine gun rounds are slapping into the ground and passing right next to your ear. Your grenade arcs through the air in this sort of miraculous trajectory and just lands, boom, and slides, boop, right up next to the bow machine gun and boom, blows up. Now, for all intents and purposes, your characters can't see it, but picture Looney Tunes when Bugs Bunny sticks his finger in Elmer Fudd's rifle, just banana peel.
Wow. Heard that. I'm also now flat on the ground next to Janet. Like, fuck, this is bad.
You hear some screaming in German inside the tank, and the machine gun is no longer firing.
Good.
Lieutenant Dan, what is your reaction to this? You were technically at a different vector, so the machine gun wasn't opening up at you by any means, but it opened up on your combat buddies, battle buddies.
Battle buddies. Fellow corporals.
Shit, fellow corporals. All right, well, Operation Human Shield is going to commence. I am just charging right behind who I know to be little feller. He used to be named Corporal Donaldson. I'm going to position him between my kneecaps and my head. Bend
Yep.
At
SWAT
the waist
style,
and
like holding his belt, like gun over the top, just going forward.
just charge in
Yeah.
like Heisman Trophy style.
I love it. So you manage to throw your weight into the slider, and you kind of kick around and pie the corners. And as sort of you open the door, the clouds seem to part simultaneously, and you get this pure like last moonlight before sun comes up. It's this weird like yellow blue kind of essence in this room. There's something to it. It's the smell of death pervades everything. There are probably 30 or 40 dead bodies piled on top of each other, sort of like sandbags all around this tank. The tank doesn't seem to be moving. The main cannon is pointed up, and you've since breaching into the room upon seeing this massacre. There's no longer any voice from inside the tank. The hatch is closed. Go ahead and give me a sanity check.
Fuck, dude. 30 or 40?
Yep.
Dead bodies in this barn? Oh, fuck.
Damn.
So on a fail, it's 1d6. So I'll roll first. Oh wait, no, hold on. I have this cool dice cam. So if you're watching the stream, let me switch to the dice cam. Dice cam. Okay, 1d6 sanity.
Am I rolling sanity?
I rolled a
too?
6.
I thought that was just.
I rolled a 6. So
Damn.
that first one is for Corporal Dan. Corporal Lieutenant Dan loses 6, falling to 23 sanity. You are going to go into a bout of insanity. We will cover that in a moment here.
But he falls to 21 because he was already at 27. He already lost 3.
Right. Falls even further. What is going on with my goddamn? Hold on a second.
So I pretty much let my own men burn to a crisp in front of me. So I'm just
Give me a second here. Okay, now second roll on dice cam. Boom. Is a 5. So, Janet Reno, you lose 5 points of sanity.
that's stupid.
I don't think you've laid eyes on it yet, but if you want to just cover that now,
I don't want
Yeah,
to.
that's fine.
I don't want to be a points of sanity.
I rolled a 3.
you rolled a 3.
I'm on fire tonight.
Oh,
Zero,
that's
zero,
that's
three.
that's 1 point of sanity.
1 point of sanity.
All right. Let's back to live scene. Okay.
Bunch of people work
Upon seeing this, all goes quiet. Maybe you wait an extra couple minutes just to see if there's any movement, anything. Nothing.
Where's Gam Gam?
All right. Well, as we get
As
up
you
from
sort
the
of
ground, I would look
get
over
in there and maybe further
Yeah.
investigate this barn.
At
there-
whatever point we huddle up, I'd be like, we need to make sure there's nobody in that tank. Somebody was in there, and there's no guarantee they're dead. Second priority: secure Gam Gam.
There's sort of these twisted piles in front of and on the sides of the tank, as if they were like pushed, dragged, and placed like barricades. And also in the
Also,
four
what the fuck is
the
all of
four
this?
far corners, there are piles of people. As you sort of glance about and stomach it and just try to take it in for what it is, it seems to be very obvious that a lot of these people died from gunshot wounds. It seems like machine gun fire. It seems like from your memory of the mission, the entire population of the hamlet seems to be in the barn right now. Minus,
That was my next
plus or
question.
minus,
Are they
like,
in
maybe 3 or
uniform,
4
civilian
people.
clothes?
Yeah, they're all seem to be like villagers.
Oh fuck. Ugh.
Some of them are
So-
missing limbs. Actually,
Yeah.
most of them are. But the limbs seem to be
Wow.
gone from like cuts.
Oh no, that's such bad news.
So I'm gonna make my way to the cottages. I'm gonna make my way to the cottages.
Yeah, and if you guys want to, I know this is like really heavy. If you guys want to throw in like maybe how your characters are kind of reacting to this as you do your own thing, it seems like Janet Reno's going to the cottages. Let's just kind of establish
Charles?
where people are
I wanna see
going
if
from
there's any
here.
I want to see if there's any more people around, like survivors or people hiding.
Okay, we'll cover that, and then Captain, what are you doing? And then we'll cover that later as well. We'll go in order. again.
Corporal Captain Chuck Jensen, for a moment, as he really steps into this room and lays his eyes upon the scene, he is transported to the caldera of a volcano. It's a rainy night. There's thunder cracking in the sky, and before him are 6 dead bodies. And he's sort of transported back to that moment. He shudders for a moment, remembering it, and sees an even more insane scene of carnage here. And he's like, "By sweet baby Jesus, what happened here?" And then a thought occurs to him, and he breaks to run towards the tree line, attempting to locate the little girl and ask her what happened here.
Okay. And then, Corporal Lieutenant Dan, we need to cover something. You have just passed into a bout of insanity. So, unless you have something for me, which you're a very creative dude, throw it at me. I'll go to books. What happens
don't
when
know
you
if this
crack?
I don't know if this has to do with when I cracked, but I'm gonna take a deep breath, and I'm gonna comb through the bodies of the dead and look for a good ratio of height and width versus weight for maybe a superior human shield than the one I've been carrying around. It's a bit charred. It's got some holes in it at this point. I need a better one. So I'm gonna do that first of all. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay,
I'm
with-
gonna roll with
with
that.
that-
I'm gonna
With
roll with.
creatively though, his insanity could be he considers the body he had now to be alive and like a fellow soldier. So that's why he's looking for another human shield.
So to your eye,
Oh no.
Corporal Lieutenant Dan, you begin looking for a proper human shield. It makes total sense. It's just what you have to do in this moment. And you sort through, and yeah, you eventually find one that's perfect. It's this sort of seems like a burly kid, maybe like 18, 19, farm boy, fed well, which was, amongst these people is like pretty rare. Um, and you do find that his torso seems to be the perfect fit for what you would need for your purposes. And to everyone else's eye, Corporal Lieutenant Dan begins dragging the bodies and sorting them by size, just obsessively sorting them, small to big. Starts forming this sort of Ouroboros like circular fractal pattern with the bodies, just without thinking, and he's sort of muttering to himself. And if you try to reach out and communicate with him, there's nobody home. This goes
No,
on
yeah,
for
we
about
both
20,
walked
30
away.
minutes.
Oof. We
All right.
both walked away, so he's just like doing this right now.
That's where Corporal Lieutenant
We're
Dan
not even
is.
there to be like, what are you doing?
We'll go back to
Fucking
GI
wild.
Janet Reno. GI Janet Reno, you were heading towards the cottages. I'm assuming probably one of the ones where Bucket Boy was traveling back and forth, right?
Yeah. And Captain Lieutenant, he's going after the girl. Was that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would see me as you're making your way towards the cottage. You'd see me like making my way towards the forest where well, yeah, you would have known.
I'm
I sent the
picturing,
girl off to the forest.
I'm picturing
so.
Captain Corporal as like kind of maybe scanning behind him, like hoping the girl isn't nearby, and like shutting the door.
Yeah, that too. I'm like, well, but yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm concerned for her, and also I'm thinking she might have some more crucial information for us.
Mm-hmm.
If she even has any inkling of what the fuck is going on here, because this shit is crazy.
So just to go back to the whole like barn thing, as a medic, I've the stuff I've seen and everything that's gone on, I've decided that as a medic, I don't really stick around that long because there's not much you can do to
Oh,
save it.
everything in there is beyond help. That's the first
That's what I'm
thing.
saying. I just
Yeah.
try to keep forging forward to find those that I can help who are still
Yep.
alive.
Nice.
So I just kind of try to shut that off if I can. So
Mhm.
that's what that moment is.
You'd probably be most equipped to just shut that down and move on in the moment. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm trying to go. So yeah, I'm going to that one. I'm gonna use take out my handgun for to go into this. Like not. I guess I'm like. Is this? Am I going into the one that the bucket guy came out of?
Yeah, you've managed to pick the one out from. You were the one actually observing with the binocs, so you know exactly which one he was frequenting recently. Yeah, there's kind of a beaten like footpath to it.
And
It's,
one's
it's
checked
weird.
the
It's
tank,
like
have they?
someone's been walking back and forth from it over and over and over for like a while.
No, yeah, there could still be someone in that tank. But we'll figure that out when we need to.
Yeah, so far, Corporal Lieutenant Dan right now can't account for what's going on in there, but you assume. Well, you can even give you that cinematic view of like when the grenade went off, like some blood ran out of the bottom of the tank, like you got him.
Okay.
But in your character's head, it's just like I don't know if he's in there, but he
Well,
can't
you said
fucking
there
hurt
was-
us.
You said there was yelling or screaming we heard from inside the tank. Was it the sounds of
Then
a
it
man
stopped.
dying, which
It
we'd be
sounded
familiar with
like
at this
that.
point?
It sounded like that, yeah.
But it wasn't like somebody yelling angrily in German, like it
No,
was like
no, it
somebody
was
yelling.
it was like a
Yeah.
pain yelp for sure.
Okay, with that, yeah, okay, cool. That's good to know.
So I'm gonna walk up to this. What are we calling it again?
The cottage.
Cottage?
Cottage, yeah. The ski cottage, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Basically-
It's made of like essentially Lincoln logs, like hand hewn logs, into a nice tall,
fun.
probably 20 by 15 foot square cottage, with like a hay
Okay.
roof.
So I'm gonna stand on the kind of the side of the door, like on the logs, with my back turned to the door, and I'm just gonna use the butt of my pistol to like knock on the door loudly.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Sure. You get a loud knock. Um, no response.
So I'm gonna try to open the door with the while I'm still with my back on the wall with the door. So just like kind of like try and open it abruptly with my like put my gun in my right hand and open it with my left hand while my back's turned.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. And then I'm just gonna back off the wall and kind of try to peek in there and see what's in there.
Yeah, you crack the
With my
door
gun
open,
drawn.
gun drawn, clear the room style. It's very easy to clear. There are no walls. It's an open 15 by 20 foot cottage with sort of a sleeping area on the right side. On the left side is the fireplace and the chimney and the cooking area. There's some barrels with like salt for salting food. There's a table that seems to be dragged from one side of the room into the center, and there are German oil lanterns, sort of hung from the ceiling with some twine and rope, shining light onto a table with a white sheet on it, stained red and brown, with a huge sort of body-sized stain. And go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Investigation's gonna be on like the big list, right?
Yeah.
Wait, intimidate. Wait.
Or spot hidden, whichever you prefer.
I don't even see investigate.
Yeah, it's not
What
on
is
there.
spot hidden
I might be
do?
thinking of WoW right now. Or not WoW.
Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, I failed.
QRS.
'Cause I can't roll below.
Intimidate.
50.
Oh yeah, investigate's not on there.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So I guess spot hidden is the move. Okay. Is that something you would want to push?
Oh,
Because you're looking for like signs of somebody who needs help. Is what I got out of our last interaction.
yes, I do want to push.
You could use luck. You could use 45 luck.
No, I don't have that.
So what are you doing that's more risky for the second attempt, narratively? So you've looked around the room for signs of somebody who might be alive. Then what? You don't see anything. You're like, fuck, you're pissed. You're trying to figure out, is there anyone alive here I can help? What do you do?
I guess I'm just
Get
gonna kinda,
loud, like start throwing shit around, looking.
Well, I was thinking like more or less like kind of thinking back as to like looking at the scene and like really taking it in and maybe like to a point where it's mentally getting to me. Like it's breaching that spot in my mind that I shut off. Or
You're having to open up
being-
to
Yeah.
really examine it. Yeah. Okay. So
So,
it's
like,
going to be a
it's-
sand hit in addition to a fail if you fail. It should have been anyway, but I can't keep giving you carnage sand hits. You just saw the most fucked up thing ever.
All right. So what do we do here?
Just roll again.
Oh, roll spot hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And not suck at it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus, yeah. At least this time it's only
I
3.
need a regular D100 that I can just roll. Oh, you know what? I can always roll it in this too, can't I? I
Mm-hmm.
always forget about
You can roll through the
Yeah,
sideboard.
through the side.
and
Yeah,
roll 20,
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
So in that
Okay.
moment where you kind of open yourself up to taking it in, doing the opposite of shutting it down, letting it in, you let in too much. You see the stains. You see now in the kitchen that the cutlery isn't in the cutting block. It's laid on another piece of burlap right next to the cutting table, and all the knives are dull and chipped. And you look to your right and you see it's not the pile of gore that you saw before, but it's enough. It's a GI issued boot with a foot in it. You see that.
Oh, fuck, dude. God damn.
So go ahead and give me a sanity check. Whoever's been doing this has been doing this for a long time, it seems like.
Alright, sanity check. Oh, I'll pass that.
It's a pass. You do manage to sort
Yay.
of blink
Yeah,
and just
nice.
leave the room. All right, Captain Corporal Jensen, Corporal Captain Jensen.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm heading towards the tree line where I believe the girl to have gone, like closest to where I was like, go to the trees. And I'm trying to find her, and I'm regretting not having gotten her name because I could be calling her name out right
I thought
now,
about
but
that earlier.
instead I'm just kind of like looking for her.
Okay, if you could still call out like little girl, just make noise.
Yeah. Little girl,
Yeah.
little girl.
So
Where are
it
you?
takes a couple
We
minutes
need to
of
protect you.
frantic moments where maybe even you get twisted around in the woods for a second, and then you get your bearings
Sure.
again. You end up finding her hidden in a small hollow under a felled tree, and she's sitting there
Nice.
kind of wide-eyed, just waiting. Are they all gone?
Well, most of them are, but we're not sure if they all are. I need you to help me. I need you to help me to get rid of these bad people, and I need you to tell me what happened in this place.
The bad people came about a week ago. It was after the big the crash. There was a crash, and there was a man, and father decided to help him because we live in the sticks, but we know which way the wind's blowing. We know how this is going to play out, and our father decided to help him, and then they came and they found out that we were helping him, and they killed everyone. It's just me and my Nana, and they have her in the house. She's in the farmhouse.
They just killed everyone. They didn't do any weird
They
ceremonies.
shot all. They
Did you
shot
see
them.
any?
They shot
Did you
them.
see any people who looked partly amphibian? Anything resembling a frog?
Even in her shock, she just kind of gives you this strange look. No, this
Just
isn't.
like, what the fuck kind of question?
No, they were men. They were men in dark uniforms, and they shot everyone. And they put them all in the barn. And they have my grandma in the
Stay
house.
here. Stay here and hide yourself. If we don't return by sundown, because I'm assuming it's like sunrise now, right?
Sun's coming
If we
up.
don't return by sundown today, run. Get as far away from here as you can. But ideally, I'll be back for you before that happens.
Please, just help my grandma.
All right, I will. Yeah, I'll say yes. We're going to do our best. We're here to help you and Joe Gam Gam. I'll make my way back to the. I'll actually make my way towards the cottage because I knew Janet Reno was going to search the cottage, so I want to get like a sit rep from Corporal GI Lieutenant Reno.
Okay.
So I'll like eventually come up on you and be like, was there anything of note in there? Did we find a POW?
Yeah. Janet Reno, how are you found after seeing and discovering all that?
Just kind of like walking out and lighting a cigarette and just kind of sitting there, just kind of staring off a little bit.
See, so I'll walk up and I'll be like, what did you see? And I'll kind of see you like hitting the cigarette and just staring into the distance. And I'll be like, oh, I see. And I'll also pull out a cigarette and light it and sort of sit down next to you. Be like, it's been an interesting day, hasn't it, Corporal?
Sure has. And everything in that barn took place in that cottage.
Yeah,
Something in there.
it's definitely not good. I was able to speak with our young friend again. She said that the people in this town helped the American who crashed in that Mustang. The Germans came shortly after and killed everybody in the town. She said she didn't see anybody who looked inhuman or weird or anything. Don't ask me why I asked her that. It's none of your business. But she impressed upon me once again that her grandma is in the main farmhouse. I think the least we can do is go in and try to rescue her. This whole town died to protect one American life. The least we can do is try and save one
Did
from this
she
town.
say that anyone was in there with her grandma?
I run
Yeah.
back to the woods and
Yeah,
answer.
yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
kidding.
She told you guys that there was a man in a clean uniform that was making her grandma like cook for him and clean and basically be like a servant. And he was like beating her up and shit. But he was leaving her alive to like help them out while the Nazis were still occupying this little region here. Um,
If it's
she
okay,
did
because I know I
say it
already
was
didn't
like an
ask her that question.
extremely small crew, and like based on her numbers, there could be one guy in the farmhouse. There could be one other guy as well, because the numbers didn't quite add up as the stories were shared.
Love that. Thank you, GM, for giving us that information. And I'll ask you this. You can say no. If she told me that while I was talking to her, would I would ask her specific questions like
Sure.
about like German army ranks. I'd be like, his shoulder, did it have 4 stripes, 5 stripes? How many? Was there a eagle on it? Like trying to sort of
She
ascertain his at least
describes
approximate rank.
she gives it her best shot, and what you get out of it is probably I don't know what rank it would be. I don't know a lot about. I don't know anything about really German military, but they're whatever the rank would be for like the tank commander. And the uniform she describes is like the tank commander uniform, where it's like sort of the tight hat, and the shoulders do have a little bit of heraldry to them, but not too much. And
Okay.
she definitely made a point that he kept his uniform like extremely clean.
Extremely clean. Little girl said there's at least one tank commander.
These other people I
Officer
should have
tank.
described that you took out and looked and probably got close to. Their uniforms are like beat to shit. Their boots are
Filthy.
fucked up. Like their weapons don't even work. Like half of their weapons don't even work as you examine that stuff.
Oh, we were literally shooting fish in a barrel, huh?
Seems like it.
So,
I relay all that information to Janet, and then I finish with the point I made before, which is if this town died to defend one of us, the least we can do is try and save one of them.
well, we've got to get with Dan and let him know, and we probably get out of the open. If there's one more.
There's plenty of human shields left, guys. There's lots of them over there. You guys can have some. How you guys doing?
That would have been you.
This is so you're like recovered from your bout, and you're like, don't worry, I stacked all the human shields by size, weight, and age. For your convenience of grabbing one.
Size, weight, and age
We're both like,
descending.
visibly horrified.
Correlated.
Yeah.
So I look at Dan and I go, Dan, do you find it easier to carry the women around because they have 2 handles on the front?
Jesus fucking Christ. What is wrong with you? God.
Or do you
The
find
one
it
I've chosen is
carry
kind of
the-
a wide
do you
woman.
find it easier to carry the men around because they have one bigger handle on the front, which is better. I don't understand.
For the record, I've been in there a while and I'm an engineer, so I do have it kind of rigged around me like a bandolier, like Chewbacca.
No, at this point, you've definitely tied the body to yourself, right? So it's like body armor, just tied to you. I'm assuming, at least.
Everybody take a sand check. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, no fucking shit. Like, this is crazy. Oh, 72, super fail. I have a 56.
Oh man.
Take 3.
Oh, that was fucking crazy.
3.
All right, I gotta
God damn
roll.
100.
Yo, Dan, Corporal Lieutenant Dan, you are gonna go actual insane. Oh no,
I
he's
mean,
permanently.
what happens if you
Ah!
push a 100 roll and you fail to push? You know?
Yeah.
You forget who you are. You forget you're a human being. I
We'll
don't
cross
know.
that
Like, this is-
bridge.
bring the
We'll cross
shield
that bridge if
to,
we get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not
'cause,
go a
yo,
bridge too
he's
far.
saying he wants to push this
But
roll.
no, I mean, there's nothing worse than 100. So you push that.
You actually can't do worse than this.
This is true. Oh my god,
Fuck, dude.
I can't do
This is bad.
So
I've
as
been rolling like
as
shit.
you're
I'm
kind of
just gonna
having
take
those
it.
last little thoughts of like who you used to be, like little memories of like, oh, like that lady that fed me when I was like a baby, she must have been cool. What was her name? And it's starting to slip away, and it's just like, oh, I feel like there was a dude who was cool. He died. I liked him. What was his name? Go ahead and push that roll. All right, it's not a fumble.
You could lock this, though. You can't lock a push roll. That's
No.
right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right.
Fuck.
You're looking at Lieutenant Dan, and you're looking at Corporal Captain, and you're looking at the body you have. You're like, which one of these three would
Oh,
be
no.
best?
Dude.
You're sizing up. You're starting to size up the living for new shields. I
Can
don't know how you want to deal with that. I'll let you play with that.
Can I notice this with my psychology?
You can make a psychology roll.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You could luck it for
No,
9.
seems fine.
You could luck it for 9.
I think I'm gonna keep my luck.
Or you could push it, and then if you fail again, it's like you're fully confident he's
You're like,
okay.
whatever he does is the right decision.
Yeah. You can pick up your own human
It's
shield and
clearly
just
the
go
most
for it.
coherent here.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, at least with a
still-
failure, you
still-
recognize he's
I'm
off his
still looking at
rockers.
him a
You
little
know
side-eyed.
something's
I'm
off,
like,
but like, there's no way this guy would break. Like, you've heard the stories. You know his family's legend. Like, in all the stories of his family members dying, everyone else survives. So you're gonna be fine.
However, he has outlived everyone in his family by like a decade. I am like a little.
All right, so Corporal Lieutenant Dan, how do you want to approach getting a more human shields? Like right now, you really need one. You could use 2. Everybody could use 2 human shields. You got 2 hands.
Right now, I'm just
You can
thinking
tie
about.
one on your back if you'd like.
I need a very handsome human shield, and I can't help but notice
You
Happy
fucker.
over here. It's this handsome boy from down on the
I'm really
farm.
not that handsome. It's just the hat that makes me look good. I promise. You don't want me.
It's a great hat. So good.
My hand is on my pistol, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not drawing it, but like it's like working its way down there, just in case.
Where's your gun, Corporal Lieutenant Dan?
It's never left my hand. It never
Yeah, I
will.
didn't think so.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
So,
getting very sketched out. by his
I'm not
manner right
DMing
now.
this, bro. Like, you do it. What's going on?
And how many insanity points have I even lost? I don't know where I am yet.
You're probably close to half. Oh yeah, we didn't cover that. You did a regular fail, so it's another 3. Another 3.
It's terrible news. So, sanity's pretty low.
I
Down
think
to
I think I can
18.
I can bring it to this. You have the idea that the next time you're engaged in combat, if it's you or them, it's you. You're gonna live. in the bad way. Like, you'll shoot their leg if you need someone to be slower than you. Basically, the next time y'all engage in combat, you're going to have to do one action to hinder your party. Not necessarily kill them, but hinder them. You're scheming. That's how we'll handle this mechanically. Okay.
Alright,
Beyond him eyeing you like you're a steak, where do we go from here? You've got Annalise hiding in the woods, or the little girl's hiding in the woods. You know that there's a tank commander in the farmhouse with her grandma, who you know is named Margot. And, yeah.
I approached these to get them to
I mean,
to go with the house. Somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
Talk to
these
him.
guys in. We're like, we should do this thing.
How are we gonna do this, guys? How are we gonna do it?
The farmhouse is set in such a way that there's a rear entrance and a front entrance. You've seen it from just the front side, but if you do a little scouting, that's what you'll find. There are windows. The windows do seem to be boarded up, and the doors seem to be closed. You're probably not getting close enough to see if they're locked right now, but that's the information you have right now. The second story of the house has a window that overlooks basically the farm. So if someone was to look through that window, they would see a lot. You can approach out of line of sight of the window from either side or flank, or from the rear.
Well, observing the house, I'd look at these guys and be like, it's a great vantage point up there. If somebody was in that house and they wanted to kill us, they probably could have done it already. Gives me a really, really bad feeling about this situation. Should we stay in our team of 3, standard breach and clear, room by room?
Sounds fine to me. Sounds good.
All right.
Let's put human shield on point.
Y'all
Yes,
need
yes.
shields too, but I'm gonna go first. I'm okay with that.
All right.
Y'all need shields too.
I love this. This is where I'll have you guys take another knee behind line of sight cover, throw your grenades in a pile. You've used 1, you have 3. You have plastic explosive, no timed fuse, but you have like a fuse you can light, which is probably 30-second fuse. Beyond that, you've got your weapons. They're reloaded. You haven't had malfunctions. You look at each other. You take off excess weight, water, food, shit like that. Ready to go. Let's hit the
Do
house.
we have a pack of matches?
Yes. You all have cigarettes and matches. No, you all have cigarettes and Zippos, actually.
All right. Well, I would propose some sort of plan to these guys, see how they're down to. If we're going to go in the front door, I want to rig somehow the plastic explosives on the back door such that if the back door is opened, it will trigger the lighter, lighting the fuse.
Oh, and you can like cut the fuse short if you want.
Yeah, sure. So I'll make it like a really quick fuse. But as what sort of role would that be to jury rig something MacGyver?
Sounds
something
like
on the
an
back door?
engineering
And that's
thing.
if my co-corporals agree with that plan.
Absolutely.
That's
Approach them
the
with
thing,
it, but
yes.
mechanically it would be some sort of mechanical type role. Yeah. Mechanical
Homie
repairs to
liked the plan
success.
and already set it up for me. So let's say we have the explosives, the C4s on the back door.
Mhm.
If the door opens, it'll trigger. We'll say I left my lighter there, and then it's on a 2-second explosion.
Sure.
So if somebody tries to escape the house through the back door, they're gonna blow the fuck up. Hopefully, it's not Gam Gam.
Don't give me ideas, brother. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Grandma.
All right.
Well, if we accidentally kill Gam Gam, we just 86 the girl, and then there's no witnesses, so it's whatever.
You can 86 the girl.
No, Lieutenant Dan, Corporal Lieutenant Dan, is like Brian to do that. He'll take care of it.
Just full
I
on,
offered, and y'all looked at me, and now you want it. Make
full
up your mind.
on war crimes. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think you're ready to breach and clear this bitch, right?
Yep. You approach the front door, all 3 of you. What's the plan? You've got human shield in
on
front.
point.
Yeah, you check the door's locked.
Bet.
Well, Go to the back. Oh, the back door is a prison.
Yeah, you checked
not
that
open
before
the
you
back
set up.
door.
You quietly checked the back door before setting up the bomb. It was also locked.
And what are the other options again? I already forgot.
There's some windows. They're boarded up.
Windows and shit. Yeah. Oh, they're boarded up.
What's up?
Can we just kick the door in? Is that an
Absolutely.
option?
Yes.
It like
Make
visually,
yourself ready.
It very much looks like you could kick it in. So just go ahead and give me a strength check. All right, you can just try again, and we'll call it a success. Having made like given anyone in there time to know that you're coming, or you could push or use luck.
They know we're here. I'm just gonna kick again.
Okay. You sort of twist your ankle on the second kick. It does manage to go through. So you're going to take 1 point of damage. And yeah, the door is down. Human shield is in on a twisted ankle. You guys managed to breach in. Now let me get a map up for myself so I can give you a little description here. We've got... Boom. There we go. You immediately enter into a dining room. It is set up sort of beautifully in this cottagecore style. There's 2 chairs set up at the table with a tea set for 2 and a small fire in the corner of the room. In front of you is a door on the back wall, and to your left is another door. Both of them closed. No one is in this room. So you've got 2 doors.
Which side? Which
There's a door to your left and a door on the back wall.
There's an upstairs to this place, right? Any way
Yes.
to guess where the nearest stairwell is?
Odds are it would be the door on the back wall, based on like the architecture from outside.
I'm gonna take that door, fellas.
So should we check the left?
All right, you're on point. We're following.
Do it.
All right, is this door locked or not?
No, it is not. You open the door.
Let's
Straight
go on up.
straight ahead of you, weapon drawn. You see your weapon drawn. You just see a staircase going up. You're in kind of a T intersection. On your left and right are doorways. There are no doors on them. In the left-hand side of you, you see a light from what looks like a roaring fireplace, and to your right-hand side, you see what's unmistakably the kitchen. So you've got a kitchen to your right, what looks like a living room to your left, and a staircase going up ahead of you.
I'll whisper, if you 2 go clear upstairs, I'll clear the extra rooms down here. Make sure the house is secure. If anything pops off, we support each other.
Heard. All right, that's fine. Let's go. Go.
Execute.
As you push towards where are you heading? The stairs?
Them 2 are going to go upstairs. I'm
Okay.
going to clear the rest of the rooms on the ground floor.
As you
Good.
guys
Nice.
sort of go to move, it's like the lanterns on the wall sort of brighten.
Uh-oh.
And from upstairs, on the second floor, you hear a voice. Hello, boys. Would you like some tea?
Oh, no.
Mother, why don't you make them some tea? And you see, as you kind of hit that first landing, the tank commander standing with a Luger pointed at the head of an older looking woman with a black eye, and she's wearing like a black sort of heavy coat over a gray dress with no shoes on, and her feet look kind of like bloody on the bottoms.
Oh, jeez. This is bad.
Mother,
Hearing him say that, I'll
make
Link
us
back
some
up with
tea,
that.
mother. She just says, "Da," and heads downstairs. You guys may or may not have your weapons pointed right at this guy. She just kind of like
Definitely.
pushes past you towards the kitchen.
So why shouldn't we shoot you right now, Mr. German? You'd better have a good reason,
Because
or else, you know. we're going to shoot you.
Why end the mystery right away when we can have a quick conversation over a cup of tea?
We didn't come here for conversations. God damn it.
I can tell
came here to
your
kill
friend
Nazi
here has
assassins.
similar interests to mine. Sort of gesturing towards Corporal Lieutenant Dan and his corpse
You mean
armor.
the guy with a dead body strapped to his chest? Yeah, makes sense.
Maybe we are having the same conversation here.
I'll look at my 2 co-corporals and I'll be like, are either of you 2 interested in having a conversation with a Nazi?
I don't speak Kraut.
Give me a
That seems like the cue to open fire.
give me a spot hidden.
No. Uh-oh. Everyone?
Mhm.
Ooh, 25. All right.
Shit.
I rolled a 100.
Mhm.
So it's an extreme failure.
Damn, look at Dan. Ah, god damn it. Alright, I'm gonna use 3 luck on that one.
That 3 luck's not a bad price to pay.
Okay. So, we've got a success, and an extreme success, from what I heard.
Yeah, and an extreme failure.
Okay. With the success, you see that the tank commander, who actually introduced himself as Jaeger, tilted over a wooden box and something rolled out of it. Corporal Lieutenant Dan, you see the same box tilt over, and you see what's unmistakably a human head roll out of a small box with a small amount of hay and come to a stop with its eyes facing downstairs. They open to slit pupils with yellow sclera, and I need all of you to make power rolls. I will also make a power roll.
Alright.
I'll switch to the dice screen.
Oh, I got a 16 power. Passed with a 40.
So we've got
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ.
40. And then we'll add.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're going to rip it big. Alright, so who rolled over... Or who, like, how would your power roll go? Fail, fail, fail.
I passed
Okay.
by 20.
So, what do you do?
Well, so the eyes on this thing just open?
Mhm.
The head?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot at this guy.
Alright,
Shoot at the head.
you pull the trigger. Janet
Yeah,
Reno.
I got my pistol in my hands.
Um,
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
I guess I'm gonna shoot. I'll shoot at the guy too. I'm gonna shoot at the head because I failed my power.
Okay.
Do I have any effect from the head or something?
So you shoot at the head, and
No, he's
then
not gonna tell us that yet.
Corporal Lieutenant Dan, what do you do?
Well, the only good Kraut is a dead Kraut. I don't see the head as a threat, so I'm just gonna shoot at the Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry to all our German fans.
So Thompson and
Yeah.
M1 at the Nazi, and then another M1 at the head. So we've got 8 rifle reports from each M1, ending on that quintessential ping as the last round comes out. Maybe even in the moment you throw another bandolier in and open up, and just rip through it. The Thompson, bah, 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 cutting golf ball
This
size
is
holes into the Nazi as he fucking collapses, breaks the banister, and falls into the landing below you. A pool of hot blood pours down. This bright red blood dripping down the stairs. The head takes 8 shots and comically, almost Tarantino-esque, skips into the back room, and you run up onto it and put your foot on it and empty another bandolier into the top of the head. And then after that sort of battle rage, that sort of intense adrenaline saps, and you finally just take a fucking knee and then a seat on the ground, leaning on your smoking barrel of the rifle of your gun. You take a breath and you light a cigarette, and you blink, and you're sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of tea in front of you and a lit cigarette. And I think we're gonna end it there.
Oh, this is so bad. Oh my god. Oh no.
Wait, what at the table?
Ah.
Anyway, thanks for playing, guys. That was a great session. I think we can end this in probably 2 hours next time we play. I don't know if you guys want to push on for another 30 or 40 minutes. We could kind of do a weird tie-in, or we could really like commit to ending it like big.
I mean,
Like-
I'm
like
down to
next
do
time,
this
like
again
next time.
week and continue this, yeah.
Is it going to be hard to wrangle you for the next one, Salthus?
Next week? Nah, I'm available.
Nice. How about you, Sean?
I don't know about next week. I have to look. I have to check it out.
Okay. Is there a day next week that maybe works better for you? We could discuss that after, maybe.
Yeah, I'd have to look at my schedule.
But yeah, I'm sorry I threw a lot of abrupt shit at you. Any questions before we kind of do our outro?
So we fucking blasted this dude and this head all with bullets, and then now we're just sitting at a kitchen table with tea in front of us.
And you look up from your cigarette, and he's sitting at the end of the table. And there's
It's
a
fucking
wooden
terrible
box
news,
with a
dude.
top on it sitting in at the table.
Oh my fucking god, this is terrible. We should have just killed the little girl and left. Fuck.
But yeah, okay. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing, guys. This has been the Monday Night Balladeers presenting Of This Men Shall Know Nothing, written by Paul Fricker. Paul Fricker of the Good Friends of Jackson Elias, amazing podcast. They distribute a magazine online called The Blasphemous Tome. That's where the scenario comes from. I am
Nice.
Doric, aka Billy, your keeper of arcane lore this evening. Sitting next to me in the Discord call is Cole. Cole, who are you playing tonight, and how are you feeling?
Cole, it's not feeling good, man. No, I played Charles Chuck Jensen III. Boy, he's awesome. What a fun character. He's got a lot of depth and stuff. But I will add one more thing. As I look up and I'm sitting at this table and I see Mr. Tank Commander at the end of the table, my hand goes to my neck and I find a chain around my neck. Not my dog tags, but a different chain around my neck. And at the end of it is just a small, what appears to be a tooth.
Yes.
Could easily look like, an animal tooth of some sort. Chuck knows what this is. He just grabs it, puts his arm around it, and steels himself for whatever awful thing is going to happen next. It's just a little personal moment for him. I wish I had the skull with me. I'd put that on the table and be like, you need to leave. I don't know if that would work.
Or you
Might.
might be like, hey, let's talk.
Yeah.
All right. And sitting next to Cole is Sean. Who are you playing, and how are you feeling?
I'm playing Janet Reno, Lieutenant Janet Reno.
No, you're Corporal. Corporal GI Janet Reno.
Yeah, Janet Reno. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Janet
Because why not?
Reno. Yeah. Then feeling good, but not so good. Killing someone and watching them sit in front of you again is not the best feeling in the world. So, yeah.
Also, the other guy on our team might try to eat us at some point. So,
Yeah.
trouble some stuff.
And the fact that there's a bunch of dead bodies and this kind of still alive guy in front of us that should be dead. So freaked out.
It's fine.
Things in the
Fuck.
military.
Awesome. And sitting next to Sean is our boy Salthus. Salthus, who were you playing, and how are you feeling?
So I was Lieutenant Dan Senior, Corporal Lieutenant Dan Senior. newly minted father to a son, he is very much convinced that he will not survive this war because throughout his ancestry, there has been a tailor that has died in every single American war. So he's just doing whatever he wants. He knows he's going to die. So what if he does eat somebody? What does it matter?
He's gonna get his.
You don't have any cousins who already died in this war? Like the debt's not already paid? Like, what's up, dude?
Not since
I'm just
World War
kidding, I'm
One.
sorry.
Not since World War One.
Ooh, I remember that. That was rough, man.
Tremendous. All right. Well,
Tremendously bad.
holy shit, guys. Thanks again for listening, those who
Fuck.
listened. Thanks for playing, those who played. Let's run this back as soon as we can. I would like to shoot for next Monday, but we can discuss scheduling off stream.
Alright.
I want to end
Yeah, I'll be
with that
around.
really cool. It's like 2 minutes, so take a break. That really cool song that our boy Zach, aka Sargoth, made for us. So I'm gonna play that as the outro. Thanks again, guys. This has been Monday Night Balladeers, playing Of This Men Shall Know Nothing. Have a good night.
You fucker.
It's the
fucking me,
Monday
I fucking
night balladeers. So grab your dice and roll in fear. Hit that nat 20 and just cheer.
I highly doubt that'll happen
Or roll a 1 and shed a tear.
every damn time.
Hold your mic close so we can hear.
You might be muted.
Oh hell, just chug that beer.
Is it? It's
the
perfect.
Monday
Night.
So good.
balladeers.
So, like, you know how the U.S. wasn't necessarily
Okay, for you.
how like the U.S. wasn't really in the war until Japan provoked us into the war. So like I could see Lieutenant Dan like just living his normal life, everything's fine, and then once the U.S. is in the war, he's like at the like army place. Like, guys, gotta let me in the war. You gotta let me in. And all these guys in my family in the war. I gotta be in the war.
I gotta die here. Yeah.
Hit that nat
It's my birthright, damn it.
and cheer.
I highly doubt
Back then, they were like, all right, you're in.
Roll a 1 and shed a
It's totally
tear.
normal.
every damn time.
Pull your mic
I
close
said, I want to
so
kill,
we can
I
hear.
want to
You might
kill,
be muted.
I want to burn
Oh,
villages
hell,
and
just
pillage
chug
and murder women
that
and
beer.
children, and I want to kill. And the recruiter looked at me and he said, welcome to the army, son.
Night.
Balladeers.
Alice's restaurant.
Balladeers.
Oh, man. That was fun.
He goes, they took me down the hall and they pinned a medal on me.